Starship lasers on my command.
Preparing Starship lasers.
Fire! That's one down.
Hey, Ray. Why are we in a battle against a bajillion Squid Drills?
Well, if you must know, a distress message was sent throughout the universe for assistance defending Eltar against a major threat. So I thought it would be a good idea not to ignore it like the last time.
Yeah, we missed out on some totally blingalicious weaponry.
True, you did mess up royally there. But what good are we? We don't even have a Megazord like the other teams that showed up.
Plus, the loud noises are scaring poor Glitchy.
Yeah, I think it's time we get out of Dodge before Squid Ink turns us into ink.
OMG. Speaking of, I follow Squillionaire on Space Talk, and not gonna lie, kind of living for the content.
Oh yeah! I caught one of her lives with Heckle. I had no idea he became a Power Ranger. It's about fucking time if you ask me.
Hey, did you guys also hear she's, like, fucking dead? Just like we're gonna be if we don't figure a way out of this mess.
Oh, what just happened?
Judging by all the noise and force we just felt, pretty sure we just got hit by a squid drill and our ship's about to go down.
Rusty, I'm scared. Hold me.
There, Glitchy. Everything is gonna be just fine. Holy shit, we're so fucked!
Brace for impact, guys. I'm gonna try to make an emergency landing on the closest planet.
This is gonna be fun!
Is everyone okay?
Hey guys, just wanted to update all my Austinators out there. We were just ambushed by some nasty squid drillies. And we crash landed on some gross fucking planet. I'm gonna be sick. Pray for me. Hashtag Austin in our thoughts.
Are you seriously live streaming right now?
Well, yeah, I gotta keep my fans updated.
It totally doesn't have to do with the power vacuum that Squillionaire left, right? Anyway, Amber, are you cool?
I'm cool! Where's my Stanley?
According to my calculations, the ship's computer banks and Sheikah seem to be up and running. It's the engines that took major damage in the crash.
Speaking of the crash, where are we? I want to update my location on Space Talk.
Well, wherever we are, it seems to be covered in a lot of sand, which I hate. It's just so coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Sheikah, identify location.
Location, planet Erridus, known for its sandbanks and ravenous scuttleworms.
Not the ideal planet to land on, but we should be fine as long as no one goes outside.
You don't gotta worry about me, because there's not enough space bullion in the universe that could get me to walk outside in sand.
Have you guys seen Glitchy?
Not since before we crashed, no.
Hold on. Oh crap. One of the cargo doors was busted open when we crashed, and the scanners aren't detecting Glitchy on the ship.
Oh my god. Oh my, he can't be out there on his own. He's just a little baby. What if a worm?
Calm down, Austin. We'll just gear up and go out to find him. He couldn't have gone too far.
Oh my god, Ray. Why'd you take your glasses off?
It was an emotional moment, so it felt right. Amber, stay here in case Glitchy comes back, and keep an eye out for any updates on the big battle.
Sir, yes, sir!
Glitchy.
Oh, let me use my brand new Grid StarShip.
Christ, does everything need to have our branding on it?
Yeah. Austin, he's over there!
Really? Where?
Oh shit, I think a worm's attacking him.
Ray, we gotta go save him!
It'll be faster if we teleport over there.
Good thinking. Austy's coming, Glitchy!
Austin, summon your Metallix Star Wand. If we both perform a combined blast attack, I think we can paralyze him long enough for us to save Glitchy.
Metallix Star Wands!
Fire in 3, 2, 1...
Stop! Don't attack Nugget. He's my friend.
Glitchy, this worm is clearly a threat. He was attacking you.
No. He was just giving me kisses. Mwah. I fed him one of my dino nuggets and he was thanking me.
Oh my god, Glitchy, don't you ever pull another stunt like that. Wait, did you just call that worm Nugget?
Yeah, I named him Nugget after my most favorite thing. Can we take him home with us, please? I always wanted a pet.
I don't know, Glitchy. This guy might be cute now, but we don't know how dangerous he could get.
Oh, come on, Ray. What's the worst that could happen? Ew, gross.
Metallix Star Wand, fire!
Glitchy, duck!
Alright, time to go back to the ship.
You killed my friend.
Glitchy, I swear, if you say another word, I'm revoking your chicken nugget privileges for a week. Back to the ship!
Hey, welcome back, home skillets. Ew, what happened to Ray? Did he get into a fight with a snot beast or something?
Ambi! I made a new friend outside, but boss killed it.
Aww.
I saved all of us from being eaten by a giant worm, and of course I'm the bad guy. You must have learned that one from Austin.
You bet your ass he did. Mwah.
Before I forget, we got a notification from Sheikah. Something about a new archive being added to the database.
Oh, those must be recordings from the battle. Looks like this event is listed under Cosmic Fury?
Cosmic Fury!
Like Dino Fury?
Dino Fury!
But in space!
Space!
Yeah, I think they're related. I guess we can review these files after I clean myself up. Sheikah, begin playing Ranger History Archive 2023. Codename Cosmic Fury.
Begin playing Cosmic Fury in 3, 2, 1.
Morphin Legacy presents The Grid.
Howdy, Ranger Nation. This is Shatter822, Vice President of MorphinLegacy.com. Welcome you to episode 163 of The Grid, reviewing all of...
Revolution, mighty Rangers ride.
Joining me in this episode is Austin.
Hey.
And Amber.
Hi.
But before that, we'd like to recommend you follow us at patreon.com/thegridpr. Supporting us there will give you early access to episodes and access to exclusive grid commentaries. So with that out of the way, you guys ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Ranger of Knowledge, Grid Ranger Metallic, Silver.
Ranger of Queerness. Grid Ranger Metallix, Rosé.
Ranger of Critique, Grid Ranger Metallix, Gold. Grid Ranger Slay, ready to save the day.
Okay, so episode 1, Lightning Strikes. Oh wow, just noticed that's probably a reference to Javi losing something. Written by Maya T, Begga Barnes, and Alan Dale, and directed by Michael Hurst. So a quick plot synopsis. After a cool fight on Easter Egg Planet led by Rich Tentacle Lady, the Dino Fury Rangers are royally fucked after losing 2 and a 5th of their teammates, but gain 2 allies and some cool new Zords you can buy on Amazon. So let's talk about character focus and moments. Zato! Mostly, he goes bye-bye again.
Man, I miss you. There's so much to tell you. Like I opened up my own cafe. For real? Can't wait to check it out.
They do him so dirty.
So Zato is back from the dead, but don't get used to him for being around because he's thrown into a cosmic portal 5 minutes into this episode.
Okay, bye till episode 4.
He's pretty much shelved until episode 4, so the show can justify what they do with Amelia.
They call that fridging.
So speaking of Amelia, she steps up and makes it all about her.
We need the lion if it's in the center of the Megazord. I'll take it.
Just like she did in Dino Fury.
Alright, so after catching up with a returning character about what went on last season in the middle of a freaking fight, and when Zato is separated from team, they do this twice, Amelia decides it's her moment and pretty much becomes the de facto leader, choosing to pilot the Red Zord when they unlock their new Cosmic Fury Zords. Gee, I wonder where this is going. She also has a morale-boosting monologue at the end, which is usually saved for a ranger of a certain color. So let's talk about another ranger, Ollie, who goes bad.
A Megazord made out of Christmas globes. Very scary, guys.
After nerding out about a certain blue character, Ollie gets drenched in blue slime, turning him evil. Again! And honestly, thank God. Don't get me wrong, I love some Ollie, but there's something about the way Kai Muya plays Evil Ollie that is just so satisfying. His presence is just so hot and makes a line about the new Megazord looking like a bunch of Christmas globes sounds so badass.
He's not wrong, though.
So after turning evil, Ollie pilots a Squid Drill, a ship/robo thing we're going to see a lot this season. That's pretty much every Megazord battle this season. Helmless until Amelia teleports in to knock him out because she needs her man candy bag, and he was kind of outshining her. So let's talk about Javi for a bit, who loses a piece of himself, literally.
My arm. The magic of the staff, the lightning. It's gone.
Well, at least it's not the most important piece.
So Javi doesn't get a crazy amount of focus until he catches Master Red's staff before something happens to him. We'll talk about it in a minute. And he gets a vision of some sort of pedestal that will lock some new Zords for them. Yay! Because we sacrificed the Zords last season. But the thing is, Master Red forgot to mention the large amount of energy that hits the user after the pedestal is unlocked, which causes Javi to lose his freaking arm.
That's crazy.
Granted, the scene is bloodless and clean.
I think it's because it evaporated.
And it's disintegrated.
But it's still pretty freaking wild that a character from this show loses a body part for good. This ain't no temporary shit. This is permanent.
That's fucked up.
What's not fucked up is our introductions and reintroductions. First up, the queen herself, Bajillionaire.
Bajillionaire, CEO of Squid Inc., the galaxy's largest and most evil weapons corporation. We came to Zordnia to mine this planet, but a strong energy signature led us to a crystal with you inside. 40 scientists died to get you out, but it was worth it. Now, with your help, we can drive our profits sky high by starting an intergalactic war.
Voiced by Amanda Billings, who plays Principal Hastings in Ninja Steel. Bajillionaire is a squid lady that is the CEO of Squid Inc., a weapons company that sells their products to baddies around the universe for profit. So the main villain, let's be real, she's the main villain of this season, you can't tell me otherwise, that is a Hasbro requirement, is essentially capitalism.
That feels a little bit too real.
I love the name Squid Inc. That's genius.
And I love her look too. I love that she wears a pantsuit.
It's a power suit, goddammit.
It doesn't feel like clothing, it just feels like her skin.
It is a rubber suit.
She finds Lord Zed in his little crystal on Zordnia and decides to use him as the face of the intergalactic war she's trying to start up. So a billion-dollar company using a familiar MMPR character to gain interest and profit. I see you, writers. Like I said, she's a squid lady in a blue power suit and is sporting some bling on her fingers. 4 rings, which I assume are rings she got from former lovers and husbands. Bajillia also has a daughter, which is a good way to transition to Squillionaire.
OMZ! The original supervillain and fashion icon himself!
Calm down, dearie.
But we're gonna be best buds! And my socials will reach a zillion Squid fans!
Voiced by Brooke Williams.
My queen.
Bajillionaire is a 218 Gen Z squid girly and the daughter of Bajillionaire. She's also an influencer with 1 million fans, one of them being me.
And me. If she has no fans, I'm dead.
And is essentially the comic relief of this season, which derives from her spewing out dialogue about influencer things like vlogging her first fight, hashtag my first battle, and calling Lord Zed a fashion icon, even though he's essentially naked if he wasn't wearing a metal diaper.
Girl, what fashion? He has never worn anything ever.
It's bold of him to not wear clothing.
I guess so.
Just turn that right back out around you.
She also filmed the first Megazord battle, calling it good content. Sure.
It's okay content.
Squillia, like her mama, is also an original villain and is also tentacle themed because Becca.
Yeah, we get it, Becca.
Becca really likes tentacles, according to Simon.
I read a hentai like that once.
Her design is similar to her mother's, except her features are a bit more relaxed. She also sports a backwards cap, a Lord Zed shirt, which I guess she's a stan, and some red floral print pants. All in all, Squillia is a very fun character, and you'll hear us gush about her more in a minute. But before we get to that, let's talk about Inkworth!
Inkworth at your service. Care for a snack or a deep tissue massage?
He's a silly little guy.
Voiced by Chris Howden. Inkworth is another squid alien, but he's Q Ranger villain, so it's not too ridiculous. That works for Bajillionaire as her butler, handing out drinks to other baddies. That's about it for now. Inkworth really doesn't do anything in this episode. On to the Sentinels. The Sentinels are the foot soldiers of the season, being robotic metallic warriors that kind of look like a mix of Quantrons and X-Borgs.
Love it.
There are also red versions, which I guess are field leaders like the Spike Balls and Bruisers. They also have Zed-like faces, which is weird because Bajillia mentions that she just stumbled onto Zed, so I guess it's very convenient that a foot soldiers kind of look like Zed right now. There are also a secondary foot soldier group called the Copy Guards, which are Q Ranger villains that look pretty cool.
I knew they weren't going to use those Q Ranger foot soldiers. They are fugly.
The head's okay for them, but they were like wearing like...
They're like neon looking like Velcro nonsense.
It was a lot. Alright, another thing from Q Ranger, let's talk about Dude Rip, voiced by Mark Wright.
Dude Drip reporting for duty!
Dewdrip? That's your name? Man, you should sue your mom.
Dewdrip.
Dewdrip.
Stupid name.
Dewdrip is one of the many alien monsters working for Squid Ink Inc. that is responsible for making Ollie evil after he sprayed the Rangers with blue slime Zed used to turn Ollie evil last season. And for some reason he's fired, even though he kind of helped make Ollie evil and he was Employee of the Month.
You did alright, Dewdrip. Still, you're fired. What? Take him away! Wait, no, I was Employee of the Month!
Employees of the month can still get let go, girl.
I know, but we'll see you next episode.
No one's safe under capitalism.
On to the Cosmic Zords and Cosmic Fury Megazord.
Cosmic Fury Swords! Whoa! Look at him go!
Semi-autonomous. I like that in my Zords.
Since the Dino Fury Rangers lost their Zords last season to defeat the Nemesis Beast, they're due to get some new ones, and what better place to get them from Q Ranger and Zordnia, since this seems to be the place where people dump Zords. So yeah, after Javi sacrifices his arm to unlock a pedestal, we get some new Zords! Animal-themed ones with globes attached to their butts. The cockpit is kind of a mix of original stuff and the ones from Q Ranger. And thank God it's not a gray standing cockpit. They're seating.
That would be stupid. Why would that be standing?
It's just been a thing in the show for a while.
Girl, I'm in a Zord. Let me sit the fuck down.
I'm tired. I've been kicking and what?
Yeah. For real.
Trust and believe, whenever we get Zords, we are sitting our asses down.
Bet your sweet bippy I am.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too old and too tired.
So yeah, like I said, it has seating, control system.
I like how it looks. I think they're cool.
It's a combination of newish stuff combined with the Key Ranger cockpit. I really like it. So yeah, we get 10 Zords this episode, but since these Zords aren't technically connected to its pilots and their colors aren't all in this season, we get a lot of Zord swapping this season. So Rangers are using different ones depending on what episode of Key Ranger they're taking it from. Well, except for one Ranger. She kind of hogs one Zord specifically. So let's talk about them, shall we?
Sound a little bitter there, Ray?
Maybe a little bit. First up is the Cosmic Lion Zord, piloted by Amelia. Yeah, gee, I wonder why she's piloting that specific Zord. Next up is the Cosmic Wolf Zord, piloted by Billy. And this isn't the first time he's piloted a blue wolf Zord. kind of wish they made a joke about that or something.
How did they not have a line that's like, oh, it feels good being back behind the wheel of a wolf? I don't know. Something.
It's like, how nostalgic. The Cosmic Camelio Zord. Not Chameleon, Camelio.
That's stupid. Just take off the N, sure.
Piloted by Izzy. Make Shark Zord, which is yellow, so I guess Ion fits the bill.
That is not a fucking shark. There is no shark that looks like that. Y'all are fucking dumb. It's the whole sprite fairy argument all over again back from Mystic Force. I'm like, it says a fucking fairy on the fucking screen. Oh, this is a sprite. They're different creatures, bitch. Swordfish exist.
Which we've never had a swordfish Zord before, so...
We did in Samurai.
Whatever. No one remembers that. Where is there a swordfish?
Kevin scoops one out of the sea to heal his friends.
Oh, right, when he's fishing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when he gone fishing. Wow, fake fan.
We can just cut that part out.
No, I'm not cutting that part out. On to the next Zords. Cosmic Bull Zord, which is black. Nobody pilots it. Cosmic Balance Zord, which is gold. Nobody pilots it. The Cosmic Cobra Zord, silver. No one pilots it. Cosmic Eagle Zord, pink. No one pilots it. Cosmic Grizzly Zord, aqua. No one pilots it. Okay, moving on to reintroductions. Zeddy.
Let's toast to your freedom.
Yes, I am thirsty for conquest.
Better voice.
Yes, way better voice. Voiced by Fred Tatasciore, who's a U.S. voice actor, I think, so that was kind of surprising.
Yeah, he's Soldier 76 in Overwatch, and like a whole bunch of other stuff.
He was also the voice of Goldar and the Putties in the 2017 movie. I mean, they didn't talk, but I guess they... Alright, so Lord Zed is back again. Pretty much being used by a rich tentacle lady to be the face of a war she wants to start up. He's honestly a sugar baby, getting waited on by his mama Squid's butler, and getting some new swag, that being foot soldiers and ships. But another villain comes back, and that villain is Gruzzle!
Gruzzle knows I'll destroy him if he's not done soon.
All finished. No destroying needed. I'll collect my check now.
Scrazzy!
His Razzmatazz is back again, working for Squid Ink to pay the rent. Not joking, he actually says that.
You're not getting paid if you don't catch that last one!
But my rent's due!
We all got bills, you know?
He's also responsible for turning the Morphin Masters into a cool lava lamp. We also have two heroes coming back in the form of Billa Cranston and Mechanic.
Some research trip this turned out to be, Billy!
Sorry!
That's still such a stupid name. Mechanic. It's
not a bad good pun where you're like, aw, you hate yourself for laughing at it.
So this odd couple just so happened to be on an expedition around the same time Squid Ink came sniff around. How convenient! Billy, of course, assists in the fight as the Blue Ranger, having a weird morph sequence of the Dino Fury Rangers, because it like starts with their morph sequence, and then he just interspliced the Triceratops morph before they go on to their little long-ass sequence in the grid. That was a bit strange. So yeah, he pilots the Cosmic Wolf Sword, and filling the blue void, Ollie left, and Mick gets his red Ninja Steel powers back thanks to Master Ed before he became a part of the lava lamp. Filling the red void, Zeta left for now. Alright, so let's talk about locations. Zordnia. Zordnia is essentially a dumping ground for Zords, being the place where the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers got their Shogun Zords, and the Dino Fury Rangers got their Cosmic Fury Zords. This is also the planet the Morphin Masters stupidly placed the crystal containing Zed. Yeah, a dumping ground for Zords. Surely no evildoers will go sniffing around here.
Why would they just dump that instead of, I don't know, putting it in a safe?
Onto some miscellaneous thoughts. We get a long opening camera shot at the beginning of Zed, which looked amazing. Loved it. So it's like this big battle on like a cliffside with the Dino Fury Rangers fighting some random Q Ranger monsters, and then we see Morphin Masters flying around.
It felt a lot like the opening of Once and Always with that swooping cinematography.
But speaking of the Morphin Masters, let's talk about the Morphin Masters Lava Link, aka the Master Captivator. Since the Morphin Masters are these super powerful beings that could end this conflict in 2 seconds, the writers decided to just put them in a lava lamp for most of the season. So yeah, keeping the Morphin Masters out of the equation makes things a little more threatening. If the Morphin Masters can just put everyone in a crystal, this season's story would be done in 2 seconds. So I'm glad they find a way to get him out of the equation. Makes things a little heavier in the stakes.
All right, on to episode 2, Beyond Repair, written by Maya T. Alwindale and Becca Barnes, directed by Michael Hurst. Plot synopsis: the Dino Fury Rangers, minus Zato, and Billy return to Earth to assess their current situation and to cure Ollie of the bad guy blues. We don't want them vibes. Unfortunately for them, Lord Zed is on their tail, and after being unable to cure Ollie by using pure grid energy from a device his mama used last season, their powers are stripped, minus Ollie, and are forced to hide out on an out-of-range desert planet. Oh, and Fern's here too, in an orange undershirt.
I see what they're doing. Wink, wink.
All right, let's get to the heroes. We have Javi's new arm.
Here's one hot chocolate with 80% marshmallows. Just how you like it.
All right. That's the measurements. You should get some rest while we build this thing.
Any little upgrades you want, just say the word. My eyes are my favorite feature.
I don't want any upgrades. I just want my arm back.
I know this is a lot, but you're gonna be okay. Javi, you saved all of us back on Zordnia. We're all indebted to you. The least I can do is help our master engineer build a prosthetic for you.
After losing his arm in the last episode.
I can't believe you just said that. That's crazy.
Yeah, he lost his arm. He's Deandra of Cosmic Fury.
Hey, Deandra.
Yeah, what's up?
What the fuck? Holy shit!
Awesome. What?
You have arms.
So do you. You want fucking metal?
So Javi's lamenting about it in a reasonable way. Just lost a fucking arm. And he's like, how the hell am I going to explain this to my parents? And how the hell play the guitar?
That's a very valid question, though. All of a sudden, your son has 2 whole-ass arms, and then suddenly he just comes home with 1.
So talking about the parents thing, he doesn't. And talking about the guitar thing, he eventually learns.
Spoilers.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you drop all 10 episodes on Netflix.
So anyway, Billy and Solon are both comforting him, and Billy kind of peps him up.
He peps him up by giving him marshmallows. # throwback.
Ray uses old-timey language sometimes, Austin.
After sitting out of a Zord battle, we're introduced to Javi's new arm, which is pretty hot.
So yeah, it has this cool little wavy metallic arm thing and tubing. Little plates and black glove.
It's cool how it's incorporated in his suit too when he morphs, because it honestly makes his suit stand out from the others. I wish the others kind of had something like that.
It takes some time though, because Javi needs to get used to that little arm. Because he has a little trouble handling it this episode, but that's good story potential.
Well, yeah, it'd be silly if he just was totally fine right off the bat. And then when Lord Zed starts attacking Dino Hinge, Javi is the one responsible for teleporting Fern inside, so Izzy has concerns.
How are you? You look exhausted.
Oh, babe, you know just what to say.
Sorry, just... Everything okay? What was the ranger biz you left for? I didn't see anything in the news.
There is no need to alarm the city. Our people have been through a lot.
Earth to Izzy?
It wasn't on the news, because we were on another planet.
Another planet? Was it an Asada collab? Did you get to fly in a spaceship?
Don't worry. It wasn't anything the Rangers haven't already dealt with before. No big.
After warning D-Bag Garcia about the invasion in Ranger form, and she kind of like puffs out her voice.
Yeah, totally not Izzy, guys.
She is still planning to go to Oakdale College despite of this whole thing.
Yeah, there's an alien invasion going on outside. Maybe not the time to be doing this.
Yeah, girl, time and place. And she's keeping Fern in the dark and not really telling her what's going on, which kind of makes sense, but girl, messy.
And it doesn't end up good because Fern is in the base when Dino Ted's transported. So yeah, she's stuck in space.
I'd be pissed. We're breaking up, sorry. Okay, let's talk about the main character.
All eyes on Amelia.
We have a job to do.
So Amelia's like, my boyfriend's evil, which like valid, but like, girl, shut up. He's so much hotter when he's evil.
And she's like all me when Dr. O'Connor's trying to comfort her. And she's the one that has the evil son right now. That's just your boyfriend.
I know, a little insensitive, not gonna lie.
A little bit.
And Amelia continues to squirm her way into being the leader by allowing Javi to sit out of the sword battle.
Thank you, Amelia. He just lost an arm.
And of course, she's still piloting Cosmic Lion Zord. Girl, I see you. Also, out of nowhere, she just got this very, very dark pink jacket.
Verging on red.
Where did that? You're in space.
She got that before they headed to space, but then more and more it becomes darker and darker.
But then when they're in space, it just becomes red.
She sucked in the blood of her enemies.
And she also has a boosting morale speech at the end of the episode, so we know where that's going.
Focus on the facts. That's what Dr. Okana told me. The fact is, we did everything we could to help Ollie and it didn't work. Now he's with Zed. Most of us can't morph, and Zeto's missing. We're also stuck far away from a home that's probably being invaded by Zed. But I refuse to give up. We have Billy, we have Solon, we have each other. If we just focus on one problem at a time, we'll get through. I know we will.
So let's go to the villains. An attempted cure and betrayal from Ollie.
Amelia! Oh man, I think the antidote just took longer this time because there was just so much poison.
Stay back.
Oh, what's wrong? I'm cured.
I love you, but you've never been a good actor. Plus, I can read your mind.
So Ollie's unconscious for most of the episode, with Amelia and his mommy trying to cure him like they did the last time. But it doesn't work because the dosage of evil slime was a lot bigger.
Yeah, it was like a whole bunch of it, not just like a little sliver.
Ollie eventually wakes up and tries to attack everybody till he's locked in the med bay, and Amelia tries to cure him with a dose of pure grid energy.
I have a pure, oh, I love a sponge that is absolutely pure. Pure ink.
That don't work either. So Ollie ends up joining Lord Zed's new crew for good after giving Amelia a bloodless scratch on her face that's healed up by next episode. What was that? It was like purple?
It was just a scratch without blood.
That's supposed to be the color of her blood, I think. She's an alien.
Oh, maybe. There's also a scene in that scene where he like bends down. He's like,
Lucky last! Wait! Spare my statue so I can still serve you, my lord.
There's so much subtext here. Lord Zed calls Ollie a good boy.
He's honestly the son Zed never had. We don't talk about Thrax. Let's talk about Zed's invasion.
Spread the word! This planet is the property of Lord Zed!
So Lord Zed has reached Earth, and he uses Dewdrip, aka the guy that was fired after turning Ollie evil last episode, as a distraction after he stole Squilia's Mega Squid Drill, being able to steal it because Squilia didn't lock up, because according to her,
Mom says locks are for poor people.
She also has a funny scene when she's just trying to vlog Zed's evil speech. I thought that was pretty funny too.
oh yeah, I love all of her little interjections. Back to Dewdrip. The Mega Squid Drill, for some reason, is filled with red cacti?
And then there's another scene with Dewdrip where he's like, oh yes, my arch nemesis is, and they have no idea who the fuck he is.
A call?
I knew you couldn't resist coming to fight your mortal nemesis.
You evilized Ollie.
Blue goo guy? Why does he get one of them big ships?
But he dies, so whatever.
And the poor thing couldn't eject from the ship before it blew up because he was trying to escape, but then he was like, oh yeah, let me retreat. Bah!
That was sad. So Lord Zed eventually gets to Earth. He attacks Dinohenge and destroys all of the statues except the Tricera, obviously. Ollie's like, please.
Save my statue and I'll be your evil minion.
And Lord Zed's like, yes. And he takes over Earth, but misses out on destroying the Dino Fearless Rangers. Because Solon pushes this big button that's foreshadowed.
It was like beginning of the episode, the thing flips and is like, don't touch that button! And they push it at the end of the episode.
Solon! There's only one option!
This is an extreme emergency failsafe. Do you trust me?
This is an extreme emergency!
And where do they land, Austin?
They land on Erridus. It's a nasty desert planet that Dinohenge just teleported to.
You ever had sand in your butt crack?
You ever had slime in your butt crap? That's not fun either. Austin's clean though. They ducked.
Well, yeah, girl.
She know how to move better than that.
So, just to put it here, Mick is off in space somewhere in the Grizzly Cosmic Zord, looking for Zaddy Zato in 2 more episodes. Ion also gets a little to do in this episode. He laments on losing his friend again, which is sad. He calls Billy a young whippersnapper a few times.
I'm here to help. That'd make 4 of us. It's an honor for me to fight alongside the younger generation.
Remember, I'm the older generation.
Ion, we discussed this. You were unconscious for 65 million years.
We also discussed not discussing this anymore.
You keep watch. I'll roll out the welcome mat.
Aw, look at that young man go.
Yeah, that was really funny. But speaking of even funnier thing,
Jane and Jayborg are besties. They have a cute little moment in the episode eating flargon cake and suggesting they record a news bit about how everyone on Earth is on vacation. But Juliet doesn't have much going on in this episode except she gets her nails done by Inkworth. He's one of the girls. Some Easter eggs. The Pan Global Games are mentioned by Warden Garcia when he's talking about Izzy. Nasada is mentioned by Fern when Izzy talks about going on a space mission. So some quotes this episode. There's some funny back and forth between Billy and Amelia when he learns that Amelia's dad was evil on top of her boyfriend.
I believe we can harness the energy from the Tricera statue at Dinohenge using the energy conductor Tarek stole when he was evil.
So it's not just stalling. Your father was evil too?
And my mom. It's been a total saga.
So all of Amelia's loved ones become corrupted except Pop Pop.
God bless Pop Pop. Why do you say that? Pop Pop is the realest G.
I love how you both responded in literally the most opposite way ever.
I'm a Pop Pop defender. If Pop Pop has no fans, then I am dead.
If Pop Pop has no haters, I'm fucking dead.
Would you rather have Pop Pop or James Navarro?
I'll take Pop Pop.
I'll take Pop Pop, girl.
Yeah, Pop Pop ride or dies for Amelia, okay? He is there. He's not even her blood.
Also, there was kind of a sad quote where Lord Zed says,
Is it Rexy?
And him saying,
I do love an evil ranger.
And girl, we know. We saw those Zed Rangers, okay? And that's episode 2.
Okay, so episode 3 entitled Off Grid. And this one was written by Steve McCleary and Alan Dale. And it was directed by Michael Hurst. And here's our synopsis. The team is stuck on a deserted planet on top of just losing their powers. So they all decide to pass the time by finding some eats, fighting a giant worm, and streaming some news from Earth. Ollie is also able to dupe his mom by giving him Zato's location. So it's a race to
Levina.
Oh, and we got some new powers too. Now let's talk about our heroes. Javi's Lament.
Come on, Javi. You can do this.
So Javi's just trying to play guitar, and it gets a little depressing after he breaks the strings a lot, because, to quote his predecessor,
it's too powerful!
So Uncle Billy sees this and tries to be supportive by helping him restring it. Billy's got that cool uncle, like a funkle. Back to the arm being too powerful. During a little scuffle when the team is trying to get some grub, we see Javi's new arm is pretty helpful when it comes to fighting, so that's pretty good, I guess.
The way he flings that thing was hot.
It kind of reminds me of Deandra's Eaton arm.
All right, let me switch this out for my eating arm. Yeah, looking good.
So next we're going to talk about Billy's cosmic tinkering.
If my theory is correct, the residual grid energy in the key is reacting to the staff. Much like on Zordnia, it's acting as a conduit.
So Billy is stuck on Erridus with a bunch of Gen Z Rangers.
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
It kind of is. He's Gen X. He doesn't really get it quite. Because he's so different, he decides to lock himself up in a room in Dinohenge and make some new powers for the former Dino Fury Rangers with junk lying around the base in conjunction with some spare Dino Fury keys. And it makes about 6 morphers. As you do.
It kind of makes sense that he made the morphers out of junk.
It's better to make more than less, because these kids are not very gentle on it. They're just like iPad kids.
There's 4 of them, and then he makes 2, and then there's like one's for Zetas, one for Ollie.
And maybe a spare. You never know.
He should have made a spare.
He should have made a spare.
He probably should have, honestly. Maybe he made one for himself.
Oh my god, that would have been interesting.
And then after he makes the morphers, he's also going to make a device to channel the morphing grid through Master Red's staff, so you don't lose an arm, thank God.
Yeah, that wasn't so good the last time they tried to use that staff for something.
It's a very Billy move that he does not want to repeat losing the arm thing. I think that's smart. And so he creates, or maybe summons, the power source of this season, the cosmic orbs. So yeah, Billy's going back to his roots, and he's making stuff for the team. It's what he's good at. He's really selfless, because he doesn't get to use it yet again. He made the Zeo stuff and didn't get to use the Zeo stuff, and now he's made the Cosmic Fury stuff and didn't get to use the Cosmic Fury stuff. He's a selfless man. He really is. Bless his heart. I love him. What a martyr. What a saint. I think now it's time to talk about Ian's depression and snack making.
Dude, what's wrong? I'm just trying to feed all of us, but there's not much to work with here. Just, lichen, stale nutmeg, and petunia seeds?
So, like me, when Ion's getting depressed about losing Zato, and Amelia's like, hey, just suck it up. It's fine. Make us some food.
Lord Zed is out there doing who knows what with Ollie, and Zato could be in real trouble. Maybe we should have stayed on Earth too.
We made the only decision we could. Hey, I know it's not the cafe, but why don't you hang back and cook something while we're out with the antenna?
So Ion gets cooking in the kitchen that Dino Hinge just suddenly has.
Doesn't have a synthetron like us.
And there's a lack of ingredients, because obviously it's not a well-stocked kitchen. There's a fucking dinosaur that lives there. What the hell does Solon eat? So the team gets to looking for food, and then they run into this wormy-looking dude.
Giant-ass worm. Me and Austin thought about this the other day when we were trying to watch the original Dune. We thought it was a reference to Dune because of the little big worms.
Tremors is also a little bit of a reference to Dune, but it's like the horror version of it. There's wormy guys that eat stuff. So then they return to the base to cook off some of the eats, but Ion's still pretty depressed about it, and Amelia gives him better advice.
Yeah, the first advice was like, yeah, you're depressed and all, but make us some snacks, please. Then she bitches about giving him an advice like,
All this mess for one thing? Maybe it's my fault. I thought cooking would cheer you up, but you seem more stressed than ever.
Sometimes a really good snack does make me feel better for a bit, but that's also eating your feelings and not super healthy. It's not a really good coping mechanism.
the way Amelia said it though, she was like, I thought you making food would make you feel better. Like, oh, poor you.
Like, oh, because you love cooking. It's like, yeah, but I also need to process the fact that I most likely lost my best friend in the entire universe. The only person.
My boyfriend.
I mean, yeah, I can ship it.
Oh, I ship it.
Red and gold, red and gold, red and gold. They're still worrying about him. It's like, oh, we don't have powers, but hey, we got weapons. That's all you really need is a Barracuda. So Ion, the brilliant strategist he is, he comes up with a plan to lure wormy foe out of range by riding a bike away from them with like the stew that he made with all the stuff they found outside, which bummer, but also super smart.
Yeah, they don't have food, but at least the scuttleworm isn't going to try to eat them again.
So Amelia, she's working on her boss lady journey. She's in her boss lady era.
She's in her wanna be a Red Ranger era.
And so she tries, emphasis on trying.
The emphasis.
To make Ion feel better, but like, make some more food. Why not? You're our free cook. You're the cook of this ship. You're the Sanji, if you will.
Oh.
One Piece. It honestly doesn't go well for her. And she gets a little bit of attitude about it. She does end up making him feel better later.
But then she makes it all about her, comparing her strife to losing Ollie.
That's kind of just what you naturally do in situations like that.
She doesn't really relate too hardly to his situation. Is she millions of years old? Has she lost an entire planet of people? No. She lost her parents. She doesn't have a normal experience that like normal Earthian kids have. So she's trying to relate, meet him in the middle and empathize. And she talks about Ollie. That's a pretty big bummer, when you're a girl whose life revolves around your boyfriend for a bit and he's suddenly out of the picture.
And then she becomes, I'm gonna be Red Ranger, whether you like it or not.
I didn't see anybody else stepping up. But anyway, she does praise his cooking, which I would assume we all did because he had a very successful restaurant back on Earth. So now we catch the end of the episode where everyone gets new powers. All the same colors, except for Amelia, who gets the red. Gasp!
Smash hit, Javi. I think my Ankelo hammer's got you beat. It's just a very dark pink.
Whoa, no way.
Maybe it's my visor.
No, just still red.
Oh, who saw this coming?
It's not like they teased it before the season came out. It's exciting though.
It's kind of crazy it took 3 episodes to do this.
But it's also kind of crazy it took almost 30 years.
You're very right about that.
I'm going to give flowers for that. It's just, it is a little ham-fisted in how it happened.
She's hesitant at first. She's like, oh no, that's Zato color.
But this is Zato's color, and he's our leader. Does that mean he's...
No. If the Morphin grid chose you to be the Red Ranger, it means it's reacting to something within you.
It makes sense. I mean, you're always looking out for us, even when you got your own problems.
She gets over it real quick, though.
Everyone gasses her up, and Billy's like,
you deserve it, girly.
Morphogrid did it for a reason.
It's cool having a female Red. Slay, fierce.
I mean, here's the thing, though, is there's only 10 episodes in this season, and I think if this was a traditional length season, and this also goes back to me fucking hating TV just being short because of the streamers, I think we could have had a story cut with a scalpel instead of cut with a cudgel. Cut in broad strokes instead of having that nuance where she actually maybe fights with it for an episode or so. And maybe she was like, hey, I'm only going to be be this for a little bit of time because we need to have a red.
No, she's not like that at all. Mm-mm. She's a female red. She's not the first. She's not the second. But she's our first full-time female red.
Don't you dare count Charlie.
Who counts Charlie? She's evil.
She's technically our first female red.
No, she's not. She's a villain.
Well, people count her.
Lauren is more of the first red than I think.
Yeah.
Okay, then she's not the first. She's the second or the third. I don't know. Whatever.
She's the first time Red Ranger with an asterisk.
If we get a female red in the reboot, she's going to be the first female red that didn't have to replace somebody. So it's always going to be something. All right, let's move on to lesbians.
Well, this room will be a real downgrade from wherever Billy usually sleeps.
They were roommates.
And they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
And they were roommates on here because they clean out a room.
So Izzy and Fern, they need something to do. So they're cleaning up a room in Dino Hinge for Billy because they're all kind of smart kids. And they discuss the whole keeping an alien invasion a secret thing. And they also kind of let them about not getting to go to college. But they're like, yeah, whatever. We'll go if it still exists after all this shit goes down.
Yeah, hopefully Zed doesn't blow the college up.
That will save them in student loans. And then Izzy, doing what Izzy does, she gets super overprotective.
Not the last time.
When the rest of the team needs to go outside for a mission, and she pretty much just gets to be kind of like Trini 2.0.
Oh, kind of. She's Billy's assistant.
Trini was always just Billy's little assistant. So, elephant in the room, Ollie betraying his mom, and the next mission. Ollie travels to Osaka.
That's in Japan!
And his mom is...
She's currently working through an invasion of Earth because capitalism.
She's a scientist. That's what scientists do. But anyways, Ollie's like totally cured, y'all. And his mommy shows him a message from Mick, who reveals Zato's location on that planet's name I hate. That sounds like a girl's name.
But he's not actually good. He's just chicken. He got duped.
He's just playing the game. And he knows his mom's gonna trust him because he's a mommy's boy.
Huh. Well done, Mick. If I get the Zato first, the rest of the team will follow like flies to rotten meat.
Ollie, what do you mean?
Thanks. Now we can find my team and destroy them. Love you, Mama Bear.
And he's so good at it. Oh my god.
That scene's fucked up.
And he's like, bye, Mama Bear.
And then our girl, Squillia, and her dance crew.
Ready? Okay.
So, you know, she's out here streaming.
Yeah, because she's an influencer.
And so she's got herself a new group of monsters that she refers to as her dance crew. And we're going to talk about them a little bit more in the next episode. This is kind of like a sneaky little peek. But these monsters are given to Ollie as backup for a mission to Lavina, while Squillia is ordered to travel to Earth to assist Owizo in the invasion of Earth.
You actually got that name right, Wizo.
That looks how it sounds. I'm not talking about Lavinia's. As us, as permanent Scrozzy fans, we are here. If Scrozzle has no fans, then the three of us are dead.
If Scrozzle has 3 seconds of screen time in an episode, we're going to talk about it.
So, Scrozzy, our boy, he gives Ollie a present. So it's a box containing a present. We don't know what it is, but we're going to find out soon, I think.
Next episode, I'll get to talk about it. Yay!
And then, so some new stuff, introductions. So we got some new interiors.
They're very nice.
They're nice.
So we've got a room extension in Dino Henge. And technically, this was introduced in the last episode, but we get a better look at it in this one. One of these first rooms that we see is a rec room. It's got couches, chairs, a table, a little kitchenette area that Ion uses to cook through his depression. Maybe eat through that depression.
Aww.
I bet they wish they went on a Target run before they got transported.
They could have done a Costco order. Get that rotisserie chicken. We also get a tease of a cockpit after the lesbians find blueprints for this, so this baby can fly, which was mentioned by Solon in passing the last season.
I wish I could come with you, but turning a base into a spaceship is harder than it looks.
And then, you know, we have to talk about them. The worms. The graboid. The scuttle worm.
The scuttle worms.
Scuttle worms. These scuttle worms are vicious little wormy creatures that live on Erridus, and the team crosses paths with them when they're trying to find food. They're very food intuitive. So kind of how they work is they start as like little wormy babies, just kind of nom things like caterpillars.
I gotta admit, the baby wormies are kind of cute.
Well, they are. Everything that's a baby is instantly cuter.
Girl, not with those mouths. Ugh.
They turn into a cute Ranger monster.
They're a bit more of a threat than normal because nobody's got powers, which obviously they're human, but they're not weaponless. And they are able to evade it thanks to Javi's arm and Ion's cooking and good brain smarts. This, however, will not be the last time the team crosses paths with one of them. But speaking of the team, new powers!
Cosmic Fury Power!
3 episodes in.
I'm just loving these new powers.
I am loving these new powers!
We finally get the powers of the season. And like we said earlier, Billy created the 6 Cosmic Fury morphers, 4 for the current Rangers, and 2 extra. They're pretty cool morphers. It's like a wrist morpher, and you can do a little pew 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 with it, you know, put the little balls inside. So they're kind of chunky, but they are a little bit less chunky than Q Ranger ones. I will give them that, even though I think the Q Ranger morphers are better than some. But that's just me.
But they do look like they were inspired by the Q Ranger morphers a tad.
You gotta use the cosmic orbs for a reason. So when you put the cosmic orbs inside the morphers, you get their new suits. And speaking about these suits, they still go by dinosaur aesthetics, even though those Zords are dead, and also space.
Billy mentioned it, and he's like, oh, I decided to go with dinosaurs, because dinosaurs sell, I guess.
Why? Story-wise, it makes no sense.
I just also don't really love this design of the helmets, and I'm still mad about it. And then these suits, I don't love.
I was thinking that seeing them in action, they make them grow on me, but honestly, it made it work. Seeing the way the foam chest piece moves,
I think in the art, it looked fine, but in action, it does this thing that's carried over from Marvel DC superhero movies where they decide to do vests, but also saves the actors from having to work out as much. And the problem is those vests that they make for those productions are better quality. They fit the form better and they don't gap in the sides like these do. These are not as good of quality because obviously it's a TV show. They don't hug the body well.
That little silver piece on the skirt bothers me so much.
And then there's that big gap.
Like, it keeps moving weird, yeah.
There's nothing to break it up.
And the way the chest piece, too, like, you can tell it's a different piece from the legs.
I think they should have been workshopped just a smidge more. That's just me.
And seeing them in action was kind of disappointing. Still good stunts, though.
It's just when they bend their chest, it just... Ugh.
I wonder if tossed around the idea of doing new colors for everyone else besides Amelia. Like, someone should have been a purple. There could have been a silver.
Should have made Javi a pink.
That's too powerful.
He could have been silver, though, because silver would have fit his color scheme, because he still could have wore black.
Oh, yeah. Maybe silver's too close to Zenith, though.
Maybe they didn't do silver because the little chest pieces with the silver on it would be too much.
So now we're going to go over some individuals. So we're going to start out with our girl, our lesbian, Izzy. So she's still green. She's still skirtless. And she's got tiger claw daggers.
I like the weapons. The weapons are really good. And it makes sense that they have the Impure Lightning Bolt in them because Billy created the powers. So, of course, he's going to put his branding on it.
So next up, Ion, because I love gold. He's got his Moza Razor Blaster. And Javi's got a little bit of extra stuff. He's got his Robo arm, his Deandra arm, if you will. And then he's got a Stego Spike Axe, which looks pretty badass.
It kind of looks like a guitar, too, which makes sense because of Javi.
It's going to remind me a little bit of Ninja Steel.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
That works for him. And then Amelia, she's red now.
Why is she the only one that gets new color?
Because we always have to have a red.
We need a red, and I guess she fit the bill.
What other colors could they have even done besides purple? Silver and aqua. Yellow, I guess.
And then her weapon is the Anklo hammer.
It's a cool looking hammer.
For original weapons, these are really nicely designed.
The weapons are cool.
You know, because sometimes when you see like American design stuff, it's too busy.
Some of those cockpit weapons were a bit too busy, like that chainsaw thing in Ninja Steel.
Oh my god, yeah. These ones are really nice. These are very toyetic. They would make good looking toys.
Too bad.
It's miscellaneous thoughts. We're going to put everything else here. We get some updates from Earth after the team is able to hook up a satellite dish on Erridus. You know, they got to get cable. Obviously, first thing is we see a stream from Buzz Blast. That's our home. That's our home page. Jane and Jayborg are talking about how Power Ranger teams across the globe are fighting off the Squid Drills.
Emphasis on top. We don't see any of this.
That's so annoying to me.
And then we also get a stream from Channel 10 News and Coral Harmer, where our girl General, she has been promoted, Shaw, gives us a sequel to the We Done Fucked Up Y'all.
Our science team has detected a force field surrounding the planet that is causing all Zords within Earth's atmosphere to malfunction and shut down. Grid Battle Force and others are working overtime to find its source. Until then, Earth is on its own. We've seen invasions before, but we're still here. Let me assure you, Earth stands united and defiant.
There's an anti-Zord field around the Earth, so none of them can use Zords.
Thank God, I hate Zord footage.
Billy and Solon, they have a really fun dynamic this episode, and he talks about losing his original powers.
But after that, I became a wolf ninja.
Oh, that's quite the downgrade from dinosaur.
And then Amelia says something that's really Austin-coded.
Whoa, that's a hungry baby.
Zed himself has a few really great lines this episode.
I am extremely confused. And I feel so old.
That is so Ray every time I show him something he doesn't get.
I mean, listening to Slut Pop Miami the other day.
The last one we got is when Ollie's talking about Zato's location, and Zed says,
Zato! That's the red one! I hate that guy!
And that's all for episode 3.
Alrighty, so episode 4, Teamwork, 2 little words. Written by Cameron Dixon and Becca Barnes, directed by Charlie Haskell. Let's go, Charlie! On to the plot synopsis. The heroes and baddies race to find Zato on Levina, who is currently fused with a tree. We also get 2 new suits and some TikTok answers blow up. So let's talk about the heroes. Mick's back!
Mechanic. I know that stupid hairdo from anywhere. Sentinel!
Stupid! It's a tad harsh, Ollie. I just had it trimmed last week.
Who was first found as a giant rock hiding from Ollie, and hiding the fact he found a piece of Zato's cape by saying it's a scarf, 'cause fashion. Until he's exposed, but fortunately for him, the Cosmic Fury Rangers arrive to save him. After jerking off their new powers, weapons, and Javi's new arm,
Those new suits crush the competition. And those weapons, mwah. Now, is that arm Rafconian tech? Because it's pretty slick.
he joins the Cosmic Crew to find Zato by retracing his flaps, because he was a bird at the time, because Mick's a shapeshifter, successfully finding clues here and there, till being subdued by Levina obsessed, because Levina's a living planet. He later morphs into the Red Ninja Steel Ranger to pilot the Cosmic Eagle Zord and assists in the fight against the Mega Squid Drill, using it to go back to his home in the Lion Galaxy. Moving on to Amelia, who brags and knows all.
Not gonna compliment my promotion?
So Amelia leads her first fight as the Red Ranger this episode, squaring off against her ex, and also brags about her promotion.
Not gonna congratulate me on my promotion?
Yeah, not a promotion, quite the opposite.
Dying on your hill that it's not a promotion.
Later, when there's almost a tinge of old Amelia, when Izzy mentions Amelia might be thinking about ghosts, she's actually thinking about mind melding with the tree, which Ion, who's the same species, by the way, as her, and has known about Rafcon biology longer than her, is like, really, queen? Of course it works, though, and Amelia's able to figure out what's going on, and is able to calm the tree down later with her superpowers.
That makes no sense. Why was she able to do that? Is Ion couldn't do that?
She also tears down Ion's concerns later about Zato.
Hey, so some of the stuff that's been going on doesn't make sense.
Like what?
I can't mind mail with Zato anymore, and the Forest told him to enjoy the time he has left. That's weird, right? I think it's something he's not telling us.
Maybe, but what does an alien forest know about Rafconian biology?
You're suddenly the expert on Rafconian biology, Amelia? The whole 6 months you've known you're one? And she's got the new red undershirt this episode. Not sure where she got that.
She found it in her luggage.
But speaking of reds, Zato is back, and he has enough champagne to fill the Morphin grid.
Zato! Man, you scared me. Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine.
So Zato is finally back after being gone for literally a third of the season, melding with a tree on Levina to recover until Ion is able to find him. The two are finally reunited in a very sweet moment, considering Ion has been depressed about missing him this whole time, with Zato sporting a pretty fierce fit, some silver-looking number. Ion is also concerned about a few things, like not being able to read Zato's mind, and the tree being cryptic. The tree is literally like, enjoy the time you have left.
Whoa, that's fucked up, dog.
Zeta's, of course, like I don't know what he's talking about, kind of gaslighting, but whatever. The two of them regroup and reunite with the others after they finish a giant battle. Ion says,
Hey team, I found somebody pretty coolio.
After returning to Dino Henge and getting updated on everything, he of course gives his blessing to Amelia and gasses her up.
You know, I thought pink was your color, but red really suits you.
You're really okay with it? Feels kind of weird with you here too.
No, it feels right. You stepped up to the plate and held our team together. Sounds like a Red Ranger to me.
For he's given his own morpher by Billy, becoming the Zenith Ranger, which I guess is the name the Morph Masters gave his old suit too. So I guess that's the Zenith Ranger too instead of the Ghost Ranger.
No, I'm still calling that the Ghost Ranger.
One last thing. Zato compliments Javi's robot arm. Probably didn't know the way he lost his old one.
I mean, Zato died, so I think he can get a pass for saying that. Javi lost an arm. Zato's dead.
I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's talk about the villains. Let's talk about Ollie's new crew and his new suits.
This is where Mick's last message was broadcast from. He's got to be somewhere nearby. And Zato, too.
Who cares about that?
We wish we could help capture the city. Our team can find Zato and use him to lure in the other Rangers.
But I want to fight now!
No! It's more important to focus on your footwork. 5, 6, 7, 8.
No dancing! You all work for me now.
Excuse me? The contracts we signed end tomorrow!
Ollie, in a fierce new fit, by the way, he's got new civilian clothes, which is a long dark blue coat and pants with dark blue sneakers and a white undershirt with a hood. So he's on Levina with Squilia's dance crew, looking for Zato, but of course, they're being goofy goobers and is the only one taking things seriously and trying to be a team player. He's able to find Mick before the Cosmic Fury Rangers arrive, and when they do, he shows off his brand new suit before the two sides go at it. He comments on Amelia becoming red.
How did you... Wait. Amelia is Red Ranger?
After regrouping after the TikTok dancers are destroyed and figures out Levina is alive, he is able to get the planet to think they're the threat, getting them trapped in violence while he goes looking for Zato in one tree. So.
I don't wanna be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately.
But is ambushed by the Cosmic crew and his mega squid drill is destroyed, leaving Levina before it's blown up. The drill, not the planet. He reports back to Zeddy, with Zed being like, fuck teamwork, unlearn all that shit you learned as a ranger, because the rangers have never outdone the villains, right? Okay, so let's talk about some introductions. Let's talk about Ollie's new suit.
Check out what Scrazzo made for me. Lake the Morphin Grid!
It's a serve, Your Honor.
This eats.
This Evil Ranger suit is way better than the Cosmic Fury suit.
So Scrazzle's present from last episode is revealed to be a new Dark Dino Fury Ranger, which he uses to morph into using a dark blue Dino Fury morpher.
I think Scraz might be better aesthetically than Billy. I'm gonna say it, guys. I'm gonna be bold.
Scraz was cooking with this one.
When it comes to suit design, Scrazzle knocked it out of the park compared to Billy. He was cooking. Alright, so the suit is mwah, like we've been saying. Honestly, kind of shocked how good it looks considering the others, but to describe the suit, it's dark blue. It has a black little jacket on it with Triceratops heads on both sides of his shoulders, black gloves and boots. The Squid Ink logo is on the belt. It was originally a Z in original artwork, but they changed it to the Squid Ink logo. And he uses a dark blue Chroma Fury saber in battle for now. Honestly, mwah, love the suit. So let's talk about the morph.
It's Morphin time!
Cosmic Orb!
It's Morphin Grid!
So we get the full Cosmic Fury morph this episode, which consists of them activating the Cosmic Orbs, with them glowing their colors and the dinosaur inside of them. They flip it into the air like a coin, and they drop it into the morpher.
That's really cool, though.
Yeah, that's a very cool sequence. The morph then happens with them all in cat suits, their color, summoning a hologram of their dinosaur, flipping butt first into the dinosaur where the suit forms on their body. They superhero land and do a you can't see me hand wave to form the helmet.
One thing that bothers me about the morph is that when they do the little you can't see me hand thing, the helmet's CGI. I hate it.
We also get a roll call here, the only one in the season, and it's only 4 of them. So that kind of pissed me off.
I really cannot stand that. I feel like the writing kind of, in some ways, does too much to break the mold of where we can't even get a full roll call for everybody. We don't even have a full morph with everybody anyway, so everyone wouldn't have a roll call.
They're not all theirs ever, so because there's only 6 morphers and there's 7 rangers. Okay, so let's move on to Squilia's dance crew. So Squilia's dance crew from the last episode joins Ollie on Levina because they're still under contract till tomorrow. Unfortunately for them, them, they're all destroyed in battle. Possibly one of them survives. It's unknown. Which is kind of fucked up because their biggest crime is just doing dances on TikTok. Alright, so let's talk about the crew. First up is Crismo, voiced by Robert Mignault. He fights Javi and gets sliced in half by a stegospike axe. And the suit they use for him is Scorpio from Key Ranger, who was the Orange Ranger's brother, so it's kind of shocked to see him be a goofy dancer.
Because that guy made me cry like a little bitch.
Next up is Jadana, voiced by Christina Ayonda, the girly of the group with a Spanish accent, I think. She fights Ion and gets brutally blasted to death by his Moser Razor Blaster. So the suit they use for her is strangely from Zyuohger, Narya, who was a big villain from that season.
So I guess we're not getting that fucking season.
The way I was so robbed, you don't even understand. She was the cunty little girly that was like, here's your wine, sir, and then inserted the little coin.
At least she's in Power Ranger lore, though. Moving on to Quado, voiced by Riley Bruce. He's kind of like the big baby of the group, who's actually the one to find Mink, so yay for him! He fights Izzy and is sliced to death when he's just trying to toss some rings for a dance routine. Again, he's just a little baby TikTok dancer, and you just fucking killed him.
You know, I think we need to bring in the pumpkin court system back.
Fucking war crimes against innocent people who are out here just dancing and learning their craft and just trying to make the world happy.
And the suit is just a cute ranger monster. Next up is Snoutia, voiced by Lori Dungy.
Why did they name her that?
Because she's got a big nose.
That's fucking rude.
She helps Ollie fight Amelia before retreating with him. Ollie tries to plan an ambush with her, but she's like, fuck that, I'm dumb and want to fight. She pays for this and is strangled by vines. Not sure if she survives though, because the last time we saw her, she just wrapped up in vines. Another Key Ranger monster. Okay, so moving on to the Zenith Ranger suit.
T-Rex Cosmic Orb. Link to Morphin Grid. T-Rex Fury. Zenith Ranger.
This helmet does not match the suit at all.
I don't think they know how to get gold colors to match it.
They did it in Samurai.
Like a fucking Dino Charge, though.
Dino Charge, I love you, baby. That is not gold.
Alright, so let's talk about the suit. Zato is given a new suit after returning to the group, becoming the Zenith Cosmic Fury Ranger. The suit is different from the others, having a cape for one, which I wish the others had. I kind of wish they had like a small little middle cunty cape. Capes are cool.
We know.
He's also the first T-Rex themed ranger in both Sentai and PR to not be red.
Okay.
That's a big feat. He also has white gloves instead of black, and his weapon is Master Red's staff.
Wait, everyone else's gloves are black?
Yeah, everyone else's gloves are black. You didn't notice that?
I thought they were just their color. I guess I didn't notice.
On to the planet of the episode, Levina. So Levina is a strange planet. It's mostly a green forest planet. Sound familiar? It's gonna be
It should have been.
There's also a random city in the middle, so we can burn some Sentai footage.
That could have been Terra Venture.
Could have been the city, yeah.
Y'all, this is a 30th anniversary season, and they don't go to like any...
Hold on there. It's also controlled by a sentient tree that I guess heals Zato after he crashes on it in episode 1. But you said something about them going to a planet we've seen before. They do. Eltar!
One planet. Give me a break.
So yeah, Eltar makes its grand debut in the show this episode, being taken over by Zed after foreshadowing taking over it in the previous episode. We see a shot of the city that kind of looks like the comics, but that's the only thing taken from the comics because Zed is an Eltarian like in the comics. Spoilers. Anyways, we also get a look of Zed's new palace, which is really dark and twisted. The interior just shows the throne room with Zed on a bitchin' throne and the Triceratops statue and Morphin Master Lava Lamp just vibing in the corners.
I don't know. I think that Bandora Palace is still cooler.
I agree, but we got that in Once and Always, so. Zed needs its own place, okay? He's not with Reed anymore. He's a widow. Moving on to miscellaneous thoughts. There's a recurring joke where Ion gets whipped by a branch every time he tries to reach for a piece of fruit.
Ooh, fruit! Ow! Maybe I can eat this one. Ow!
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of like Ion this season. He's kind of funny.
Honestly, the way I feel like I switched up on him because in Dino Fury, I really could not really stand him.
It stinks getting rid of Zato for so much, but at least that kind of gave room for Ion to have a little bit of a breath.
He still's the same.
I really like his story arc this season. Also, it was mentioned at the end of the episode that they're nearly done converting the base into a ship. Stay tuned. Alright, let's talk about some quotes. The Monster Snadio says, "Oh, my butt!" Ollie kind of has a shady moment where he shades Ion saying,
"Stay away from Zato!"
What are you gonna do about it from down there, Ion? bake a flarkin cake.
Zed also has a funny moment with Inkworth where he gets mad at the cubes being N-shaped instead of Z-shaped. Poor Inkworth.
I asked for Z-shaped ice cubes. These are clearly N's.
Sir, if you just turn them around. My apologies, Emperor of Evil. I'll do better. Inkworth, you fool!
So all in all, I really liked this episode. It was really fun. Got a little introduction for the Rangers. We got Evil Ollie suit, some good drama. So yeah, I liked it.
All right, episode 5, Rock Out. Written by Maya T. and Becca Barnes, directed by Charlie Haskell. Plot synopsis. Shit seems to be getting really bad on Earth, but who cares about that? Javi's got a new sound he's working on, and just in time to form a band called Micro to play on some mining planet while Zato unlocks a new Zord.
If there are no fans of Meat Chrome, then I'm dead.
The heroes. Javi and Fern collab.
He's a madman, a megalomaniac.
OMG, this is hardcore.
On a comeback, he's just a throwback.
It's definitely new. What did those poor pots and pans do to him?
I-H-A-T-E, the Emperor of Evil. X, Y, Lord Z should be illegal.
So Javi is finally able to channel his musical tablets by banging on some pots and pans with a pretty grungy song that's helping him de-stress.
Valid. Sometimes you need to vent your anger with song and art.
Let's be real, he lost an entire fucking arm pretty fucking recently.
But then everyone's like, oh my god, would you shut the fuck up?
About your arm. And I'm like, it's maybe been a week.
Well, it's more so the music than the arm. I feel like if they went off about the arm, then I'd be like, wow. What are people's reactions, Austin?
So Zato's like, it's a lot. Ion's mad he used his favorite pancake pan. Izzy's like, girl, that's too negative, and says it's distracting. And Amelia says it's too loud. I'm like, y'all can shut the fuck up at the bop. Fern likes it, however, revealing she took up drum class till the 10th grade and compliments Javi's skills.
She's the only one that's nice about it. Everyone is just being an asshole. Billy doesn't say anything, but he kind of makes a face where it's like, ew.
So Fern is also the one that kind of came up with the idea of forming a rock band. So good for her for being strategic. Gotta have some ranger qualities, and she's on her way. She also has a camp rock kind of moment where she bangs some pots and pans.
Still got it? Consider that my audition.
Yes! You're hired!
She's really good. Micro!
Hello, miners! Come on over, because today is your lucky day. We are Meat Chrome, and this song is for you. S-A-D, sadistic, B-A-D, ballistic, M-A-D, narcissistic. He's a madman. A genius nursing on a comeback. Revenge on humankind. Shout, shout, let's do it! Shout, 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 shout.
So the Cosmic Herd decides to form a fake rock band to be a distraction while Zato wakes a new Zord. They're all dressed up in clothes that are very Easter eggy. We'll get to that in a second. They rock out to a twist on Javi's song from the beginning of the episode where the hook is love instead of hate, and it's a bop. I mean, both versions are bops for real.
I need it on Spotify.
Where is this music? You keep making these bangers.
I don't understand why they keep writing all these good songs.
Where can I own a studio copy of Space Ninjas with Attitude?
They put the Cosmic Fury theme song on Spotify, so no excuses.
So they eventually get found out by Ollie, the only one here with any like brain cells.
All the monster miners are brain dead this episode.
And they fight after they do a cool little pose with confetti. So let's talk about the disguises. We have Javi with a Frankensteel head from the Beast Morphers Halloween. Izzy's, she's got a black and green dress and some kind of chicken looking feet.
They're from a monster. I don't know what though.
Fern just kind of doing her little gig. Amelia is wearing the Court Witch's dress. Ion is wearing Roboblaze's top. Bear monster feet and emotion face.
Yeah, you know, like the little emotion faces on the monsters. He has one of them on his chest.
Oh, right. So let's move on to Izzy being overprotective again.
Babe, are you all right? Were you hit?
I'm definitely gonna need stitches.
Oh no. Anyone got a first aid kit?
I meant for the hole.
Fern, that is not funny.
Honestly, that's Izzy's entire story this season. She's just the overprotective girlfriend.
Obviously, she doesn't want Fern in danger and is against her being a part of Meat Chrome until she realizes that Fern is needed. She's like, girl, don't talk. Don't you be saying nothing. She's also concerned when Ollie blasts her and asks for a first aid kit and then makes her chill in her Zord cockpit, basically babysitting her.
Don't touch anything. And she actually presses a button that summons the Cosmic Wolf Sword. Whoops.
Let's move on to Zato, channeling some grid energy.
Get away from that sword.
You're too late, Ollie.
So while the Cosmic Crew is rocking out, Zato, in a very subtle gray cloak, sneaks into the tent that contains the Cosmic Dragon Zord, and he awakens it by channeling the grid.
This is the only time where it doesn't make him sleepy. So yeah, Zeta's pretty damn strong if you can do that. Like, Morphin Master strong. Wink.
I'm gonna break my eye winking. So, obviously, he pilots the Cosmic Dragon Zord, and he gets to kick some copy guards' butts before teaming up with the Cosmic Crew to defeat another mega Squid Drill.
I love that that's his Zord, but he's not purple. Purple would be a better color because purple's like royalty. Master Purple!
There isn't a Purple Morphin Master too, so it makes sense.
Spoilers, but still.
Oh yeah, sorry. And you need bread to make purple.
I'm just saying, the fucking Zord is purple. It would have been beautiful. It also, it's a prettier color than fucking Champagne.
I think some people did a Photoshop of it purple and it looks really good. All right, let's talk about the villains.
The villains. We got Bajilia digging up a Zord.
We've dug up a mighty war weapon.
A giant eye.
Attached to a giant dragon Zord, buried right here. When our evil ranger pilots this Zord, Lord Zed's forces will be even stronger.
So via a live stream revealed to the universe, she lets everyone know that she found a dragon Zord on the mining planet
Akral.
Akral.
Why did she do this, by the way? You're pretty much being like, hey, everybody, come to this planet. I have a Zord.
Ollie calls her out.
And you know what's also stupid? If she didn't brag about that, Ollie would have had a cool Zord of his own.
So she later shows back up after Zato wakes up the Cosmic Dragon Zord, where she thinks Ollie tied up Scrozzle for being annoying.
Really, Ollie? If Scrozzle's that annoying, talk to me before you tie him up.
She also pilots a Mega Squid Drill to take on the Cosmic Dragon Zord because, and to quote herself, she has to do everything around here.
She works her tentacles to the bone.
She ends up losing, retreating before it blows up, of course, and returns to Eltar to berate her daughter about not telling her about her new crush. She then offers Ollie a ride somewhere we'll talk about in a second. Moody Ollie.
She's so annoying.
Who?
Bajilia. She just had to brag about her find on Intergalactic TV. Now she's sipping on drinks in her Squid Drill. Meanwhile, the Rangers are bound to turn up at any minute and steal this Zord.
So Ollie gets kind of angry for valid reasons because Bajilia told the whole universe
about the Dragon Zord. It's like, come over here, guys. Come on. Step right up. And he's literally like, I can't wait for the Rangers to come and crash this. And guess what, Mimi? They do.
So he fights them with a new weapon, fighting Izzy solo and almost killing Fern when he thinks that she's Zato. And he just shoots her. Shoot first, ask questions later. So Ollie misses on getting the new Zord, but he does put a tracker on it, learns their location, and he plans to go there with
Jazotic,
who we will talk about in the next episode, and steal all their Zords. Shut up, Scrozzle!
The readings say it's dormant. Don't rain on my parade. Just make it work.
So Scrozzle's kind of a punching bag this episode. Poor guy. Everyone treats him like shit. So Scrozzle spills that the Cosmic Dragon Zord is dormant on the live stream, and Bajilia tells him not to rain on her parade. He also still has the Robotron Maker, And he tries to make small talk with Ollie, making lore on literal garbage.
Sword's still dormant, but look at this! It might be the remains of some kind of laser blasting system. It was found buried near the sword. This whole thing must have been in the wars eons ago. Most likely lost a battle and ended up right here for us to find.
He's also tied up by Zeta when he pumps the Cosmic Dragon Zord with grid energy. Sounds dirty. Garza later gets yelled at by Zed.
I can't trust any of you to get a job done. How is this my fault? I was tied up and buried for 3 hours.
And then he leaves with Squillia when creepy crawlies are mentioned. Amen. I don't fuck with bugs either, girl. Some introductions. We got the Tricera Blaster.
My Tricera Blaster is more use than any of your toys.
Growlzle made it. It's a personal weapon because all his other friends got personal weapons, so he wanted his own. And it's Tricera themed, and it's a blaster.
Still waiting for ours.
Uh-huh.
We fumbled the bag. Well, Ray fumbled the bag.
Still blaming me for that? Come on now. It was all of us.
I don't know. I feel like it was mostly you because you're kind of the leader.
All right, let's move on to the next thing that was introduced.
The Cosmic Dragon Zord. Mwah.
Cosmic Dragon Charge!
So that's a purple Dragon Zord. It's connected to the other Cosmic Zords, and it was just chilling on Akril by itself. They don't explain how it ended up there. It's silly. Some monster miners, mostly Q Ranger ones, but there's a couple Lupato ones. They end up fighting the Cosmic Ray Rangers. They get to retreat instead of getting brutally killed like the dance crew.
That is just fucked up. They're able to retreat, but Squillia's dance crew end up getting blown up. What the fuck?
Akril. It's a mining planet. That's nice. Looks pretty plain. Well, miscellaneous thoughts. We get an update from Earth. Jane and Jay Borg mentioned prisons being built in cities all around the globe. Capturing civilians and rangers, not shown. This is this kind of a season of tell, don't show.
You got 10 episodes.
I don't want to hear it. Netflix wanted 20 episodes.
Give it at least 13. Come on now.
Yeah, we needed a couple more. So the two J's are captured, and the Sentinel says, "It's the media, arrest them." The way that is way too commentary right now.
Something a little lighter. Salon mentions giving Javi marshmallows again, which I love. Anytime they mention Javi's love of marshmallows, it just makes my heart warm.
He deserves every fucking marshmallow he could stick in his little hamster cheeks for all the shit they put him through.
Solon and Billy also finished up the cockpit for the base, naming it the Cosmic Cruiser. We also get an update from Earth. Void Daddy, Tarek, spills some tea. Girl Santora is like so preggers, she's about to pop. Lots of people have been captured, including the Garcias. The Ravconians have formed a resistance, and they have a spy.
Super spy.
Super spy. The anti-Zord field has a weakness that it all goes down if one Squid Drill goes down, which that's kind of stupid.
That's a very Deus Ex Machina thing, though.
And Squillia reveals that she has a new crush, and it's
Hecka! Why are you here, Squillia? I sent you to help Unwiser with the occupation of Earth.
I was helping, but then I heard about the Zord Mom found. My super hot new crush said I'd look so cute if I snapped some selfies with it.
Excuse me, Squillia Charlivionaire? You have a crush and you didn't tell Mother?
He's so dreamy. Look at those goggles.
Daddy's back, babies.
Just some quotes wrapping up. Ollie has a really funny line when he finds out about Meat Chrome and Bajilia is giving a concert. He says,
"Nice. That doesn't sound like CEO behavior."
And Izzy kind of shades Ollie when he introduces his new weapon, saying,
"Looks like somebody's jealous of our new weapons. Poor widow Ollie trying to catch up."
And yeah, I really like episode 5. That's probably one of my favorites from the season.
It's the closest to fun filler this season has. It needed a little breather before things get crazy.
Anything that has a little bit of an extra hobby focus is one of my favorites.
So that was episode 5. We'll be right back after these messages.
From Power Rangers, new Chroma Fury Saber. Scan something red and the blade turns red. Scan something green and it turns green. Scan colors and unleash their powers with the new Chroma Fury Saber.
we're back. Now we're going to talk about episode 6, which is called Take Off. It was written by our homie ladies, Maya T and Becca Barnes, and it is directed by our boy Charlie Haskell. So, plot synopsis. So, the cosmic crew is trying to get off Erridus because they should. It's fucking sand and it's fucking terrible.
God, I'm still cleaning out worm slime. Ugh.
But they still have some worms and blue baddies to fend off. On top of that, Solon is missing. What the fuck? So it's up to our girl Fern to save her and maybe get a little something in return. So with that, the cosmic crew were headed to Earth, where Squilia and her crush are waiting for them. And now, the heroes. Fern and Solon bond.
Solon! What?
So Fern actually gets a lot of focus this episode, finally. So after being a part of the sleigh cockpit,
it's all girls. There's Solon, there's Fern, there's Izzy, it's Amelia. It's girls only.
She volunteers to help Solon with some repairs.
Of course, Izzy is like, hell no, stay here.
If it was me, I'd be like, I've been broke up with your ass. I need to have room to breathe. You need to trust me. And having her go in solo ends with Solon being captured by some scuttleworms. At the same time, copy guards are attacking, so it's all hands on deck, but not really, because Izzy tries to make an excuse to have Fern stay on the ship. And she even goads Amelia into agreeing.
Can I help with something? You need all hands on deck right now.
Yeah, we need someone on deck. Here. Right, Amelia?
As soon as we regroup, we gotta get off this planet before Zed's fleet arrives. Someone's gotta make sure the engines are good to go.
Okay, indoor cat, again.
And so Amelia, time she's a yes man.
You're red, you can't be letting other people step on you.
You gotta make the hard decisions. So Fern's gonna stay, but not for long. She grabs one of the extra morphers to teleport to Solon to take care of her, but it ends up bringing her into Scuttleworm Ground Zero. And she's looking like she's gonna be Worm Chow until she bonds with Solon and becomes the Orange Cosmic Fury Ranger!
Touch my friend again and I'll turn you into worm soup. Oh great. Did I break it? Oh, no way! It's definitely spandex. Guess I didn't break it. Which dinosaur is this?
Those look like my claws.
Does that mean...
Orange is my favorite color.
Solano power, baby!
I was really hoping for that, because I was like, she's a fucking dinosaur.
It's so awesome.
The water bottle prophecy came to be.
That's the craziest part.
So I'm really excited, because actual Orange Ranger and girl? Yes!
Not even the Sentai has done girl.
So she slay and fillets a Scuttleworm before returning to base and revealing her new role to the cosmic crew.
She also was able to destroy a Scuttleworm without getting slime, so that's pretty,
I mean, she's doing better than you. So obviously, you know who is not going to have a good time with this initially. Izzy. They do have a heart-to-heart, and Izzy does admit that she would probably do the same thing, which she kind of did.
Mm-hmm.
But she became the Green Ranger?
She did follow them, and then she broke that thing, got the key. Yeah, so hypocrite.
Good on her. She does admit that her being overprotective was part guilt, part worried, but she's glad she doesn't have to anymore. Thank God. Unless she breaks her ankle. Hashtag throwback.
Throwback to when they first met. She broke her ankle.
That's when she was kind of a bitch.
Look at where she is now. That's development.
So the way we got our first queer official ship on Power Rangers, and it was enemies to lovers, I stay winning.
And now we just need a male version of that.
I know, right?
All right, the villains. Attack of the Scuttleworms. So obviously the Scuttleworms make a big comeback in this episode with the cosmic crew fighting against a big old one at the beginning when they're trying to get the fuck off of Erridus. And then we also see two of them capture, of course, Solon and try to feed her to their babies, which I understand, but get your hands off Solon.
And I know there's not a lot of meat options on Erridus, but also Solon is mostly metal, so how much meat are you actually getting from her?
Thankfully for her, she's saved, and the Scuttleworms are all defeated, one being brutally killed by Ollie and Jazonic's fabulous adventure.
How do we even know they're still there?
If they fled, we would have seen them. They'll show themselves eventually.
So Ollie and his new friend Jazodic are escorted to Erridus by Bajilia after Ollie puts a tracker on the Cosmic Dragon Zord, fighting Izzy and Zato while they're trying to find Solon, and eventually fighting all of them until the Scuttleworms distract them long enough, especially Jazodic, for the Cosmic crew to escape. And then Ollie fucking just punctures a giant asshole in one of them, by the way.
Oh my god, I gasped.
He was really pissed off.
What? We have a spaceship? Wait, it's the beast! The beast can fly?
He lost his mind. He lost his absolute fucking marbles.
He was so mad.
So then get this. He returns to Eltar without Jazada crying to his daddy Zeddy. Like, he's literally like, are you angry with me? Where he's mad that he's not the one attacking Earth. And then Lord Zed reveals his ultimate plan to Ollie, which basically translates into Lord Zed tapping into the Morphin Master lava lamp.
Very interesting. I wonder what anyone's going to do with that.
And then, gaggiest of gags, we see Squillia in her Mega Squid Drill in Pine Ridge with her crush, Heckle.
Ugh, this invasion is a huge L. The only bright spot is hanging out with you, Heckle.
Bright spot? I think of myself as more of a shadowy menace.
With those goggles, you're a slaying menace.
And he is sporting his old Dino Charge villain, Luke, from Dilly Umptious.
Hasn't aged a day. I mean, he has an inner gym, so that's probably why.
He really is. And they're both thinking this whole invasion is a major L. And she calls him a slaying menace before they take a selfie together, which, I mean, obviously you should memorialize the event. I mean, when you've got some arm candy like that on her arm, you want photos, girly.
You want to make a memory. You want to make a moment for Instagram.
Exactly. And then Wizo, who we'll talk about in the next episode, goes off about Squillia doing her job, which, okay. And before we get a message from Zed, who spills some tea, Squillia literally asks him,
Lord Zeddy, spill the tea.
And then he tells her, he's like, ooh, girl, that cosmic crew is headed to Earth. And so this introductions, because we're just going to have them every episode because we've got shit to do. We got to keep it fucking moving. We get the Cosmic Dragon Megazord.
Cosmic Dragon Megazord, ready!
A new Megazord formation this episode, and it combines the Cosmic Scorpion Zord and the Cosmic Grizzly Zord. And that's what they use to fight off a giant scuttle worm. So it's blue and orange and purple. Beautiful colors. And then we're introduced to Jazonic this episode. He's voiced by Ashton Brown.
Howdy.
Jazonic is another squiddy.
We love our squids this season.
He is a Kraken-like hunter, to be specific, and he's hired by Ollie for his experience with scuttleworms. They apparently ate as hunting buddies. It's kind of like Ahab.
Scuttleworm is his white whale.
So he helps Ollie. They fight the cosmic crew until he sees the scuttleworm that ate his bros.
You ate my hunting buds. Now off!
Who cares what they did to your buds? What matters is
vengeance!
And then he fucking just 180s to fighting them instead, which gives the cosmic crew space to get the fuck out of there. And then we never see him again after this. Is he alive? Is he eaten? Who's to say?
That's so weird.
Another guy that was just disappears without being destroyed. How many? The TikTok dancers, I bear repeating. The TikTok dancers did nothing.
They were murdered.
Hashtag justice for the TikTok dancers. Little tidbit, the suit used for Jazodic is yet another Zoo Odru baddie, Bang Ray.
Yes.
He was mostly known for being in the episode that features the Gokaijers. And then the biggest gaggy gag introduction of this episode is our girl Fern, the orange Cosmic Fury Ranger.
Yes.
Yes.
She gets this power, like we just said. She snapped one of them extra Cosmic Fury morphers. I told you, having the spares. Billy, he's got fucking brains. And she gets that power from Solon's Solonosaurus DNA. Therefore, she's themed after that.
Even though it's not a real dinosaur.
It's not a real dinosaur. They made it up. But that's okay, because you know what? This is Power Rangers.
They're breathing in space on these random planets, so.
And then her weapon is the Solonocall, which is like a giant-ass fork or trident. I don't know. Take your pick. Whatever you want to call it as.
It's a back scratcher.
And then, obviously, first Orange Ranger in this universe. And it's a lady. SENTAI hasn't even done that yet. I'm gonna give Hasbro some flowers.
And she has a skirt. I think that's so slay.
That's girly pop.
But an interesting thing too, her helmet is pretty much just a reuse of Amelia's, but with different little spikes on the top of it.
SENTAI doesn't.
All those helmets look exactly the same to me. I couldn't tell you the difference between any of them.
T.
Miscellaneous thoughts and wonders. We get to see the Cosmic Carrier in full force this episode, and the cockpit is serving the marvels, so it's girls only. Girly pop, slay queen, moi moi. And our boy Zato gets to show some stuff. We hadn't talked about him, but he's here. He's doing stuff.
Yeah, he's here. Not a lot to do, but yeah.
It's not a lot, but you know what? What he's doing is important. It's him that is able to find Solon's location, and he does it by channeling the Morphin Grid energy. But it seems like this is maybe get him like a little tired, cold baby boy. I wonder what's going to happen with that. Now it's time for some quotes, little quotations. So Izzy has a really sick burn for Ollie when she sees him on Erridus.
Blah, blah, Ollie with the exposition. Who cares?
That is one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
I feel like something you'd say to me.
Yeah.
Bajilia, I say this all the time.
Oh, time is money, darling.
And then Fern.
All right. I better think of some quips.
She's not wrong.
That's part of the job.
I feel like we need to work on our quips whenever we start going into battle.
Okay, so the next one is from our boy Jazotic.
Orange. Is that new?
Why, yes. Yes, it is. And then he also says,
Eat my left hook.
That's pretty funny. Ollie, he expresses his hate for Erridus.
I hate this planet.
After penetrating a scuttle worm, which kinky. All right, and that is the end of episode 6.
I get to talk about this episode. Episode 7, Operation Seasoning. Written by BANDAI, Steve McCleary, and Cameron Dixon, and directed by Charlie Haskell. On to the plot synopsis. The Cosmic Crew have finally returned to Earth and are ready to pull their plan, Operation Seasoning, in gear, which is to break the anti-Zord field on Earth. Unfortunately for them, their plan fails and most of them get captured, but the B team, consisting of the Rafcon boys and Amelia's daddy's work, with Pine Ridge being liberated.
I love the name Operation Seasoning. It's the fucking weirdest name, and I love it.
You know what's funnier about it, though? That plan fails. Alright, so let's talk about the heroes. A little spoiler here, but putting the spy in Spinosaurus.
Don't be hard on yourself. I do put the spy in Spinosaurus.
That's clever. Did you think of that yourself?
No, it's actually said in the episode.
You should have just took that and been like, yeah, it was me.
So Heckle is still playing sugar daddy to Squillia, offering her a trip to a spa, but this ends up being a way for Heckle to shut down the Mega Squid Drill, revealing Heckle is the spy.
He's a spy.
What? A spy?
Honestly, it was kind of chivalrous for Heckle to try and avoid hurting Squillia. Very different from the Heckle that vaporized a prisoner for wanting to just leave.
It's called growth.
Anyways, since Squillia wants a fight, he decides to whip out his giant-ass boomerang and morphs into the Dark Ranger.
Unleash the power. Dino Charge, Dark Ranger.
Hurt me, daddy.
Alright, so Heckle tries to talk about his backstory of redemption, but Wiseau cuts him off, and we get some fight, and some banter before Squillia is actually able to subdue him. Poor thing, he was outnumbered. The other Dino Charge Rangers, by the way, back on Dino Earth.
Oh yeah, it didn't even register to me. Yeah, he's from a different universe.
So on to Zato, dying again.
How did you do that? Are you okay? I'll be fine.
These writers hate him so much they killed him twice.
So after taking a long-ass nap, a 14-hour nap to be precise, Zato seems a little off, but seems a little better after some cookies.
I did a little baking. It's for you. Try dunking it.
Ooh, I gotta be dunking. Peppery, but I like the zing.
But after Operation Seasoning ends up being a buzz, Zato uses his powers again to send the Zords back into the grid, with this having him pass out again. We then have him rest a bit at Rebel HQ, with Solon and Ion being concerned and theorizing with Zato about what happened to him after the Morphin Masters brought him back to life. Zato's kind of like, yeah, I guess I'm a bit tired. I mean, you know, I am.
It's fine. I'm just sleepy, man.
Girl, half his screen time is sleeping.
So yeah, he laughs it off at first, but then he concludes that he thinks the Morphin Master is juicing him up with some grid energy, and since they're currently in a lava lamp on Eltar, it's possible that if the magic runs out, he can die.
I hate that for him.
So of course Ion is worried because that's his bestie and he's already lost him. Even more so when Zato volunteers to help with a distraction while rebels plant mega transporters from Coal Harbor around Pine Ridge to destroy Squillia's Mega Squid Drill. But Zato tells him and Solon that it's his choice and he doesn't want him to worry. He also asks them to keep this reveal a secret from the others, which I agree to, but this doesn't really last long. He tries to give them hope that he might be able to recover if they free the Morphin Masters. So Zato uses his Morphin magic to make Solon a giant dinosaur as a distraction until he gets tired.
I love her character development. She really gets to be the big boss bitch that she deserves.
So yeah, him getting the little sleepies keeps him out of the big battle this episode again. Moving on to the villains, Squillia and Wiseau.
This is completely unprofessional. Things need to change around here.
Ugh, fine. Fine, I'll stay. But watch your tone, you basic bird.
After Wiseau kills Heckle and Squilia's vibe prior to the big spy reveal, the two team up to capture Heckle and sends him to the Z prison in Pine Ridge. They also send a group of Sentinels to capture 4 of the Cosmic Fury Rangers and Billy after they crash on Earth, bringing them to prison. So they're honestly pretty competent in this episode. They're getting shit done. They later fight off the released Rangers when they escape the Z prison, with Wiseau being killed and Squilly being captured and subdued with sleepy cuffs. Remember those from Dino Fury? Moving on to introductions. Heckle as the Dark Ranger. Yes! This is probably my favorite thing coming out of Cosmic Fury, to be honest. I've been waiting literal years for this.
Like 10 years.
We got it in the comic, but seeing Ryan Carter as Heckle morph into the suit just hits different.
Which is what we wanted this whole fucking time, and I'm really glad that they gave that to us.
So an interesting thing about this version of suit is that they kept the Kyoru Navy helmet, like the one that's silvery, but uses the Death Ranger suit with the red arms for some reason. That's the one they TOEI sent them, but it's a little different.
They made it work, though.
His morpher is the boomerang weapon, which was kind of interesting. It's not got Dino Charge morpher. I like it. It's fine.
Well, does that even have a thing for batteries?
I think that was his whole thing in Kyoruger, though, is that boomerang was all of that he had, because he didn't really have a morpher either.
Does Heckle not have an Energem?
He does. It's the Dark Energem.
Right, but didn't they destroy that?
Heckle became the keeper of the Dark Energem, so that's why he's the Dark Ranger.
My question is, because the first time he touched it, he turned into Snide, but then now when he touches it, he becomes a Ranger?
I think they found a way to purify it. There's no explanation, but...
Whatever, I don't care.
I'm sure there's a simple explanation for that. I'm just so happy they did this. They didn't need to. I'm glad Becca and Alan did it. Thank you.
They were cooking.
We just need to shut up and let them cook sometimes.
Moving on to Wiseau, voiced by Joseph Witowski.
Oh, hi, Sentinels. I need you to... Hey, wait! There's no Sentinels here! Where are they? I need...
What are you even doing, Wiseau? You're killing the vibe.
Wiseau is a Squid Ink general in charge of the invasion of Earth with Skilly and probably has a crush on her. He later fights Tarek one-on-one when the Z prison is liberated, being like, "You're no ranger," before we get the slow reaction post-sword/explosion move from Tarek.
He's like, "What happened?"
That was pretty badass. Tarek was really badass, not even having any powers. So the suit is from Q Ranger, specifically being Ho-Ho Soldier's ally Cuervo, who becomes the vessel for Don Armagay. So on to miscellaneous thoughts. It took 14 hours to get all the Scuttleworm slime off of her. Good to know.
Is that how long it's going to take you? Ugh, sad.
Probably more.
Alright, so Fern got to pilot a Zord for the first time, which he seemed really excited for and pretty much claims this cosmic scorpion Zord since, orange.
How does it feel, Fern? Your first official Zord mission.
It's only the fate of the world. She's got this.
Yeah, I'm ready. Can't wait to press all these buttons.
As she should.
Her Solano Claw also has a chain nunchaku mode, which is interesting.
That's weird.
She also got 6 hundo texts from her parents, which valid. She went missing
during an Earth crisis.
Is that a thing? I've never heard someone say hundo.
I guess it's a Gen Z thing.
I say thou.
Because you've seen Chicago, that's why.
That's from Chicago. But no, hundo was interesting.
So being back on Earth, we see a lot of characters from Dino Fury make some cameos. We see the Garcia parents and Cousin Lily escape Zed's prison. D-Bag Garcia mentions the arm and Javi's like, "Yeah, I'll tell you about that later."
No, you won't.
Jaina J-Borg tried to interview Billy from Buzz Blast.
Building's clear. Come on, everybody, let's go!
Can you say that again to camera?
You need to move. Zed and his forces could be here any second.
Oh, even better. Thanks, mister. That's all the footage we need. Time to hit the editing suite.
Pop is also part of the rebellion and was responsible for getting the transporters from GB Coral Harbor to assist in taking down Squilia's Squid Drill. Thanks, Nate.
So glad we didn't see you. They had him in New Zealand. They couldn't film a scene where he gives them to Pop or some shit.
Couldn't give us Steel either, even though he lives in New Zealand. He calls General Shot Jenny Shot, which is kind of funny. Tarek is also here and he fucking slayed. He leads the Pine Ridge sector of the rebellion. He's also able to kill Wiseau powerless with 2 little swords.
You're not even a ranger. Too easy. What? What happened?
Too easy.
He's got the power of daddy on his side.
Icon behavior.
Amelia has a weird obsession with the Cosmic Shark Zord, being super defensive to him. Honey, it's a Zord. Calm down. When the Cosmic Crew are toasting their victory, Javi has a cup of marshmallows. I will never get over that.
And you are a simp for that.
It is adorable. He's a cutie, and he deserves the world. We've already discussed this. He deserves everything he desires.
All right, moving on to quotes. Squillia has a few funny lines this episode, which I will play in a compilation.
What the heckle? I changed my relationship status for this? It's the group chat. You're with me. Aw, I thought you liked being my main squeeze. Your little collab is donezo. You can vlog about it from prison. Eat tentacles, you crusty fossil.
Mom, you don't have to go to school. I'm rich.
Yeah, those are some really funny lines.
Wizo says,
Are these your friends, Heckle?
You want to know what having friends is like? My God, that is brutal.
After Heckle's bird to Squillia was perfectly delivered. All right, and lastly, when Heckle gets his flowers for his spy work, he says,
From one ex-bad guy to another. Not bad.
Someone else can take the next tentacle-related mission, though.
Okay, I get it. All in all, a really good episode. We get Heckle, we get some drama with Zato, we get a good fight, got a lot of Squillia, so all in all, mwah.
Oh my god, the way I get to talk about this episode is just lining up.
Honestly, the episodes we got for this, pretty much perfect.
So episode 8, Switching Sides, written by Becca Barnes and Cameron Dixon, directed by Michael Hurst. This episode, we get the Cosmic Crew slowly liberating civilians and ranger teams around the Earth off screen. How nice. They're also trying to figure out how to cure Ollie, and Dr. Akana is trying to come up with a possible way by destroying the Tricera statue, wherever that may be. And with Squilly being a bust, the Cosmic Crew gets help from 2 familiar faces. So the heroes. Let's start with off-screen liberation and intel.
Oh yeah.
Snacks? Weren't you two supposed to be liberating Japan?
We did. Zed's forces, history.
And this is our reward.
Kia ora, mates. New Zealand is officially totally free.
Now it won't be called New Zealand anymore.
The Cosmic Crew is hanging in the Rebel warehouse. While that's happening, the Rafconians in the room are trying to get a read on Squillia. But unfortunately for them, she's very no thought, head empty, no plot, just vibes kind of gig. So there's no tea.
And of course, Amelia can't trust Ada. She's got to be like, oh, I got to check this for myself.
Seriously? Let me see. She's got to know how to get to Zed's base.
Good luck.
Yikes. It's a hot mess in there.
The way that was kind of cunty in a gross way. Xana's like, and she's like, let me just double check. So meanwhile, the other members of the Cosmic Crew come in, mentioning they've liberated other parts of the world off screen. Javi and Ion liberated Japan, and the lesbians liberated New Zealand. We also get an update from Billy, who's in Angel Grove, with Alpha 5 in the background.
Hi, Alpha.
They reveal that they liberated the Zed prison in Angel Grove, and he drops that he's working on liberating Reefside. Of course, we won't see any of that. Let's talk about the most important thing, the Mucus and Slither show.
Come on!
Aw, why the sad face, kid? My juggling is amazing if I do say so myself. Which I just did.
Yes, bitch.
So while Ion is closing his cafe due to him being too busy liberating Earth, he sees a street performance being done by 2 familiar faces.
Hey! Mucus and Slither, right?
Oh, no. Where'd you hear that?
Just chill. I just thought you both were long gone. But you're here. And being nice? How is any of this possible?
Thanks to Ion's Rafconian mind powers, we learn that Mucus was able to evade being scooped up with the other sporks, and she joined Slither in forming a traveling circus.
That was kind of foreshadowed on a poster, but this just confirms it.
So Slither decided to take on a primary human form named Dr. Sly, and Mucus uses a wish charm similar to the one she used in Dino Fury to become human again, which is disgusting to her.
Maybe it should just be you.
Me?
No! You can't split up a circus pals because of this stupid body! We're besties. Oh, I miss being a mushroom.
can't believe I feel bad for her.
Great to be human.
Not for Mucus.
Not for Mucus.
We respect her bodily autonomy.
We then see them being content in their new lives as circus performers until Zed invades Earth, destroying their circus.
She laughed so hard, her drink came out her nose.
You know, circus work is a lot more fun than evil work.
We finally got our lives totally figured out. What is that?
Fun fact, their human forms are played by their voice actors, Campbell, Cooley, and Dormench.
So Ion takes them to the base, using them as allies, but the other Cosmic Fury Rangers aren't having it, and they raise their morphers to them like guns.
It's the worst idea ever.
You brought 2 villains into our secret hideout?
And you want them to work for us?
Did you eat too much flargon cake again?
It's freaking Mucus and Slather, guys. Calm down.
But yeah, even Tarek being like, aren't they evil? Girl, look who's talking.
You created Slather, bitch. You have no room to talk.
He's so serious.
You can be redeemed, but they can't. Get the fuck out of here. Mucus is a literal baby, and Slather's just an over-the-top gay robot.
So the Marconians in the room read them, clearing them, so they're super spies now. Well, Slider is anyways. Mucus is still stuck in a yucky human body. Javi suggests they split them up, but Mucus can't be without her bestie. So Zato's like, #trans rights, and makes Mucus a mushroom.
Nobody should have to feel like they don't belong in their body.
Zato, what are you doing?
Are you sure this is the right thing to do?
If he can help, why not?
Never mind.
Something's happening. I'm a mushroom again.
So the original plan is to infiltrate Zed's base after nabbing a Squid Drill, but opportunity arises when Bajilia comes knocking and the Nares are taken down. So Slider disguises himself as Squilia, and Mucus is Mucus Mucusin, mushroom at law.
My new lawyer's gonna help with the paperwork.
This thing is a lawyer?
Mucus Mucusin, mushroom at law. My client would prefer we conducted our business back at base.
Which is a little suitcase and everything. So they're able to trick Inkworth, who of course is self-deprecating.
Oh, my apologies. Off to Eltar. Stop me the next time I act like a fool.
Hey.
Hello.
Come on, Inkworth, have some self-respect.
They're not so lucky, however, when they get to Eltar, triggering an alarm with a bomb.
It's a bomb!
They do succeed, however, in blowing up the Tricera statue, but that blows their cover, and Ollie still seems to be evil. Let's get to the villains. Bajilia saves her baby for good press.
Battle stations, everyone! Earth's anti-sword force field has fallen. Rangers are being freed and liberating their planet. But worst of all, I can't reach my Squilia. If she's in trouble and the press finds out, it'll be a PR disaster.
So while Ollie and Scrozzle are bickering about how to pimp out Zed's throne, Bajilia comes in to inform them about the off-screen liberation of Earth. How nice. Off-screen. All this off-screen stuff. She also mentions how she can't find her baby. Not that she's worried about her. It's because of all the bad press she could endure if they don't find her. Zed doesn't give a shit, mentioning his ultimate plan, but Bajilia's like, sure, whatever. I'm going to find my baby with Inkwest. She does find their location thanks to a tracker on Squilia's phone with copy guards, both small and giant, as backup. She eventually wakes her baby up, but unfortunately, it's lights out, babe.
Baby, we gotta go to state!
The Nares are no more.
Well, one of them anyways. We see a tentacle survives.
And it did the squelching.
Spoilers, it's Bajilia, but Squilia is dead here. R.I.P. She was a real one.
In the arms of the angel, fly away.
No introductions this episode, so some miscellaneous thoughts. Slider has a very fierce moment where he shapeshifts into a fierce blue tutu.
Slay.
So Izzy calls Zed Zeddy, which felt kind of weird considering the only other person that called him Zeddy was his wife.
And they... Canonically, they had a son.
That's true.
They knew each other biblically.
Tarek was kind of pissing me off a little for all the shit he did, shading Mucus and Slather. You made them, bitch. They do fight together when Bajilia raids the base. While Slather and Tarek do, Mucus hides in the car.
You know what? She's doing her fucking best.
She's trying. So Zato also reveals to the rest of the team that he's dying again.
The Morphin Masters used their magic to bring me back. And now, I can use some of that magic to help people. But it won't last forever, which means that I won't either. I only have so much magic left until I return to the grid.
What? So you'll be, like, gone again?
When? I don't know. But I'm back to help stop Zed. So that's what I'm going to do.
After he goes night-night again, making Mucus a mushroom.
There's some good tension in the scene where Ion looks worried, because the scene where he's trying to cover his ass by being passed out, you can see Ion look like, ooh, and someone's trying to like back it off.
Yeah, they try to play it off by lying, and then Zato reveals the tea to everybody that, yeah, bitch, I'm dying. And we also get a girl power Megazord.
Yes.
The girls are eating this season. Some quotes. Honestly, everything that Slider and Mucus said.
We probably already put some of the best lines in here already.
Mucus, and Mushroom at Law is one of the funniest things I've heard, like, ever. I think I tweeted that I would hire Mucus in an instant, for real. Bajilia saying, not a scratch on us before blowing up was pretty funny.
Not a scratch on us.
Honestly, funny episodes. Love that Mucus and Slider are back. Their presence was missed.
Yeah, I really liked this episode.
All right, episode 9, Master Plan. This episode was written by Becca Barnes, Alwyn Dale, and Guy Langford. Directed by our guy, Michael Hurst. Synopsis. So, the Cosmic Crew raid Eltar to rescue Ollie, because they're finally gonna do it. Who, surprise, surprise, he's actually turned good now, and they're gonna try to stop Zed from becoming a Morphin Master. They succeed in rescuing Ollie, but they also then lose 2 teammates before they fight a roided up Lord Zed. But, and a big but, I cannot lie, Bajilia and Scrozzle reveal an even more wicked plan. On to the heroes. It's the return of good Ollie.
It just feels wrong doing nothing at a time like this.
But look on the bright side. You're a good guy again.
Yeah. A good guy who helped Lord Zed with his evil plans and nearly took out his ranger teammates in the process.
Maybe there's an even brighter side to look at.
Who we think is still under Zed's influence, decides to just fucking ditch the act when Zed goes live, warning them of his plan and their location.
Lord Zed is developing tech to turn himself into a Morphin Master!
He's what? How?
Ollie, are you? Look out!
So, a trickster and a fool. Chain him up and cut the feed.
Very PETA from Mockingjay.
Mm-hmm.
He's then tied up, kinky.
I used that photo in our notes.
And he's tied up because he's outnumbered and powerless, feeling guilty. And Mucus and Slither aren't helping. They're there for emotional support. And then, top it off, he's also worried about what Amelia thinks of him. And I'm like, girl, your fit got a major upgrade. I think she's gonna be fine.
She fell in love with him when he was a dick to her, when he had a terrible fit, so I think he's good.
And then finally, he's rescued by his teammates and ever cutesy, straight nonsense with Amelia. And he's like, I'm sorry for being evil, which he was a huge dick, so he should apologize. That was absolutely the right thing. And then their reunion gets cut short with a big loss. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. So then they all regroup, and then they're going to cook up a way to take on Master Zed. Ollie is like, I'm going to come up with a new weapon and a new suit finally.
9 episodes in.
Wasn't he like one of the first ones that were revealed too?
Yes. The way he talked about it, it was like he knew he was going to be evil, so it was kind of funny looking in hindsight.
He becomes, obviously, the Blue Cosmic Fury Ranger.
I've always been about the upgrades.
But the thing is there's only 6 morphers, so how did Ollie get a morpher? Well, he got it from...
Zato's dead corpse!
Zato, wake up, please.
Is there anything that we can do to...
The grid. He's...
What?
He's going back.
That's disgusting.
That's pretty diabolical.
So, Zato, who is really into being the martyr. So, he's all in to die if it means that the team is going to be better. And so he decides to join them on the raid to Eltar, helping rescue Ollie, Slither, and Mucus. But after the rescue, we learn Bajilia has set him up the bomb.
It's a bomb!
And with the doors locked and the teleportation jammed, Zato decides it's time. He's going to use the last of his grid magic to form a shield around his teammates, saving them. But unfortunately, that's not going to save him. So he goes to die again, literally ascending into the Morphin grid like he is sucked up like a Hoover vacuum up into the grid. And then Zion, he's like, I am not doing this fucking shit again.
It's very heartbreaking.
I was crying like a little baby bitch. And the music.
It is so melodic.
The music this whole season, I mean.
This whole season really had music down. I'm very proud out of them. And I think they should keep that on track for the future. But Ion's soul leaves his body and also goes into the grid. Now, the villains. So this is the fall of Inkworth.
As a loyal butler, I simply cannot abide trespassers.
So Inkworth volunteers as tribute to fight off the Cosmic Fury Rangers, being the only monster to grow giant this season, which is a mark of distinction.
All of them are Squid Drills or copy guards.
So he throws some good quips like,
when they ask who destroyed you, tell them the butler did it.
And he actually put up a really good fight. Obviously, he's destroyed by a new Zord formation before whipping out a Inkworth, you fool! Before blowing up. Rest in peace, King shit.
I loved him. He was so fun.
He was not in it enough.
We needed more Inkworth.
And so now we enter Master Zed.
My apotheosis throne has done its work. The energy of every Morphin master now resides within me!
So, Zeddy begins the episode bragging about shit because I'm big shits, which is a huge mistake because Ollie, who was actually cured of his evil influence, gets some heads up about his plans. Now he knows. But we've always known that Zed is not the master tactician.
He does what Bajillia does and fucking live streams it to the Rangers.
He's a fucking idiot. He needs to learn how to keep his goddamn mouth shut.
With Rita not around, he needs someone to whip him into shape.
Because Rita actually had the power. So these plans, they got him juicing up. He's roided. He's like Jose Canseco.
The form looks really cool.
It looks like it's not easy to move in.
Oh yeah, that's probably why it has like 2 seconds of screen time.
So he's juicing himself up with Morphin Master Energy. We can tell because his cod piece is smaller, so I think his balls shrank.
Got little claws, shoulder pad realness Z on his chest, got a little cave, got a little bigger crown.
Definitely showing the effects of steroids there. And he's basically now essentially a Morphin Master. He's got their power. And it gets him a new form, and it gives him the ability to burn Z's into cliff sides, or is it really an N?
Now let's see what this power can do! Yes!
A giant N?
What? No, it's a Z! Z for Zed!
But if you look at it this way...
If you look at it from the side, maybe.
And in response, the Cosmic Crew, with Ollie in his new duds, attempt to fight him off by trying to blast him with their new weapon, but it doesn't do anything because obviously it doesn't.
Yeah, he's a Morphin Master.
So then they try summoning their Zords to fight him off, but he destroys them pretty fast.
Like instantly.
Damn, these are supposed to be powerful? Shit.
These Zords still have their new Zord smell and he already blew them up.
Insane.
So Cosmic Rangers at this point, pretty much fucked. They're just evading attacks. They're just kind of buying time until Amelia and Ollie come up with the idea of capturing Zed in the Master Captivator, which would be a really good idea, but unfortunately they were beat by Bajillia's master plan.
Now, Scrozzle!
What?
You! Roll camera!
Get it into position before Zed can! What is the media doing here? And Scrozzle, I don't need your help!
I've got the shot! We're live? Good. Fire!
Fire! Wait! How dare you! He's in the can!
She's always 5 steps ahead of everybody.
Exactly. So she survived being destroyed in the last episode. No surprise to any of us. But obviously she's a fucking big mouth and she reveals her master plan to everyone, which from day one was to lure Zed into trusting her by giving him everything, which is very smart. That's how you trick a man.
Chicken mommy.
Look at Zed. He's fucking stupid. He's so focused on a stupid Cassie, he can't see the forest but the trees. So she's biding her time long enough to get him to juice up, but she wants his nuts tiny. And then our boy Scroz drops in, who is in on this the whole time too, because homeboy is an opportunist.
No damn loyalty from him. Not for Evox, not for Zed, not for anybody.
You know who Scrozzle is loyal to? Fucking Scrozzle. Because that's the only person looking out for our boy Scroz. So he is actually the one that put the idea of Zed juicing himself up into little Zeddy boy's little empty open brain meats.
When the time was right, Scrozzle approached him with an idea.
Why, Lord Zed, what if we pump all that Morphin Master energy into you?
Yes, I'd be the most powerful being in the universe and crush those Rangers.
And scene.
You have a real talent for voices.
Gee, thanks.
And then they also reveal that they're going to be using Zed's energy to create a Z-Wave, but not like Z and Zordon Wave. It's totally fucking different.
And Bajillia actually mentions it and it's pretty funny.
Any comment on the similarity between this wave and Zordon's famous energy wave that took down the United Alliance of Evil?
Lies! Slander! This energy wave is the intellectual property of Squid Ink Inc. It destroys good, not evil. There's no similarity.
And so the reasoning for this, money, because Bajilia is a twisted bitch and a prime capitalist.
She's totally the main villain of the season, by the way. Zed's just the pawn.
She really is. Zed is a bitch. So now it's a countdown to destruction. Introductions. What's the new shit we got here in this episode? We've got a combination, get this, of the Cosmic Fury Megazord and the Cosmic Dragon Zord.
If we're gonna shut this down fast, we can't just go new. We gotta go Ultra.
That's how I know you're Ravkonian. Because you read my mind.
Megazords, combine! Cosmic Fury Ultra Zord, ready!
Obviously, the big gasp is supposed to be the blue Cosmic Fury Ranger form, so Ollie gets his suit, finally.
In episode 9.
Halfway through the penultimate fucking episode. That's so sad.
Not really. His other suit is better.
Oh yeah, way better.
And his suit just looks like the others except blue. And then he got to keep his Tricera blaster that he got when he was a bad boy. Last big new thing. We already kind of talked about it, but it was also kind of a waste of time. Cosmic Blaster.
Weapons combined!
Okay, let's go!
Cosmic Blaster, unleash the fury!
It's just a big fuck off blaster of weapons to fight off Zed. Made out of the Pershal stuff. We've seen it before. It's not nothing new. But then it also didn't do much and they lose it to have it fired back at them by some Sentinels.
Way to go.
And then here's some more miscellaneous stuff. Our boy Billy's in this episode, and his excuse for not assisting in the raid of Eltar is that he needs to assist his ranger team in liberating the universe from Zed's army. Off screen, hashtag Earth is already fully liberated at this point.
So Billy mentions alien refugees from this war being brought to New Tech City.
We have ranger teams all over the universe fighting Zed's forces. Alien civilians caught in the battle are losing their homes. Our forces are having to take them to New Tech City back on Earth.
Which is a pretty good way to tie up the plot details since SPD is set in 2025, aka 2 years from this season.
And then he also suggested waiting a little longer to have extra backup, but they were like, no, that would probably be too expensive. The Cosmic crew can handle it, right? So he just signs off his usual way, may the power protect you. That old chestnut.
Just like his mentor.
That's just how we say goodbye here. It is what it is. And then Amelia, she's trying to fill her steps into this red role, and she's trying to sound tough when the team is about to face that. She's trying to get a pep talk. She's like, we can do this. I'm sorry, Jones, but you're not Jen.
Well, we've stopped the unstoppable and beaten the unbeatable, so you don't scare us, Lord Zed.
She's really trying though.
She tried, and I give her props for it. I think it's because Jen had more time to be a leader than Amelia has. You can't come to Jen because Jen ate and left no crumbs when she came for Rancic in the finale.
My mission is to bring you back. And I promise you, I'm going to do it!
So, fun fact for this episode, the alien interviewer in this episode, and from episode 5, was played by Steve McCleary, a writer on this season, and Dino Fury. And he also said Scrozzle had a knack for voices. Meta.
And then now, some of our favorite quotes and quotations, quote and quotables. So when Zed's palace is about to blow, we've talked about this, Slither mentions a countdown to destruction.
A countdown to destruction?
And then Mucus has a cute joke when she escapes from the jar, and she was like,
there wasn't mushroom in that jar!
Nice one, Mucus.
And then Solon mentions Deep in the Mountains being a good place to hide. Possibly a Ninja Storm reference.
It has to be.
And then Zeddy Boy, he gives a little shout out to our boy Doc Spector when he's out here feeling his oats, walking the children in nature.
If Dark Spectre could see me now!
And then my final one that I liked was Fern going,
guess who's next?
Oh, shoot. That was cute.
Alrighty, so episode 10, The End, written by Alan Dale and Becca Barnes, and directed by Michael Hurst. Plot synopsis. Things are bad and are about to get worse, but thankfully things work out. Yeah, very vague. Alrighty, so let's talk about the heroes. Ion talks with an old friend.
I thought Zato, you good? Do you know where we are?
You were mistaking me for someone else.
No, dude. It's you. We were in Lord Zed's fortress. There was an explosion, you remember?
No. I am not that person. A mind is a powerful thing. You are seeing what you want to see.
So Ion, whose spirit entered the Morphin Grid following Zato, ends up in a white void with a being that looks like Zato, but it's not Zato. It's a being that took Zato's form and has light blue eyes. Sound familiar? Anyways, the being hears Ion talking about Rangers and Zed, which sound familiar.
Rangers and Lord Zed.
Those words are familiar.
He then tries looking for the real Zato, saying he can sense him, but Zato's mortal life is over. He then offers to bring him back to his body, saying, "May the power protect you," before doing this. Anyways, Ion later mentions to Billy when he wonders about a song Javi wrote with "May the Power Protect You" in it, how he knew about it, and Ion was like, "Some dude that looked like Zato with blue eyes told me." That gives Billy a twinge in his eyes, and I'm like, "Don't do it, Billy. I know what you're thinking. Don't do it.
Didn't work last time.
Trini died the last time we did it. Don't do it." Alright, so it's never mentioned flat out, but the being Ion talked to was Zordon. It's all but confirmed. I like that it wasn't flat out said, and it took out of box circumstances for it to happen, so I'm glad we got to see Zordon, but not bringing him back to life.
I'm not sure how I feel about it.
He's accessible, but he's not accessible in a way where it's easy to bring him back. Not even the Morphin Masters knew. Alright, Mega backup.
Greetings! Heard the Mayday, Solon. We've got a surprise I think you're gonna like.
So after getting distress signal from Solon in the last episode, we get backup for fighting the Squid Drills from 5 Megazords and a Grid StarShip if you squint your eyes hard enough. Billy sends a message in the cockpit of the Dino Megazord. We also see Min in the background. Wish we saw her team up with the Cosmic Crew, but whatever.
Did we see Min?
It's just the suit.
It's just the suit in the cockpit.
At least we saw a empty suit. It would have been cool to see her helmetless or just have a moment.
You know what would have been a cool idea? I thought about this. If episode 8, when they're all relaxing on Earth and Billy's like, "I'm gonna go liberate Angel Grove," we see Min in that episode. That would have been cool.
You cast her, and you're not going to use her for anything else.
So yeah, he says he called up some friends, and we finally get some other teams helping on screen. I mean, there's CGI Zords, but yeah. So yeah, we see the Dino Megazord from MMPR, the Astro Megazord from In Space, the Galaxy Megazord from Lost Galaxy, the Ninja Blaze Megazord from Ninja Steel, and the Beast X Megazord from Beast Morphers.
Obviously, the Dino Megazord makes sense, but everything else is so random.
I'm guessing those are maybe things they had CGI renders for.
I guess. It could have been cool if they did, because this is the 30th anniversary. What if they did all Megazords from anniversary seasons? They could have done the Dino Megazord, the Wild Force Megazord,
Overdrive, Megaforce, and Ninja Steel.
Not the best seasons.
So moving on to the Cosmic Crew's first plan.
There's got to be a way that we can let the energy wave go off safely.
Wait, maybe that's it. We've got the Master Captivator now. We just need to take it somewhere the blast won't touch anyone.
If it's anything like Zordon's wave, it'll reach every corner of the universe.
I wish we could just give it to some space wizard so they could deal with it. Man, I miss the Morphin Masters.
Even if they took it to the grid, the explosion might wipe them out. I mean, then where would we be?
Hold on. The Morphin Masters aren't in the grid. No one lives there anymore, so it's kind of the perfect place.
After getting distraction from 2 allies, the Cosmic Fury Rangers are able to retreat for some time with the Master Captivator, but there's a doom clock ticking due to there being a crack in the Master Captivator. So the Cosmic Crew come up with a plan, which is to teleport the Master Captivator into the Morphin Grid before it blows. They then think of how they could do it, and Javi's like, oh shit. So yeah, back to Zordnia, where they decide to use the altar that gave them their Zords, but unlike the last time, you know, the part where Javi lost his arm, we decide teamwork is the best option, and they decide to place the staff in together.
Even though you're chill about doing this, there's no way you're doing it alone. We share the danger. Team Garcia.
Wait. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's been it the whole time. Sharing the danger.
We're all in this together, aren't we?
Sharing is the Rafcon way.
It's the Ranger way.
Dispersing the power so they don't lose any body parts. But this plan fails due to Bajili showing up and an ally showing up with a better plan. Good thing too, because this plan could have nerfed the Morphin Grid so hard it would have wiped out every Ranger's connection to it. So yeah, not on deal.
Why was that their plan to begin with? That is insane.
The grid is on other dimension that won't hit us, so they were like, hey, let's do that. And I'm like, I didn't co-sign on this. I don't lose my powers. Do you?
No.
I'm glad they didn't destroy the grid. Thank you.
We would have been fucked.
Yeah, we're already stuck on a desert planet. I don't want to lose my powers too. Shit. But speaking of Plan B, let's talk about Zaddy Zato becoming a Morphin Master.
Zato? Zato!
Don't be scared. It's me.
You're how did you?
There's no time. Brace yourselves.
So Zaddy Zato is back again, becoming a champagne-colored Morphin Master, using his powers to get everyone inside the Master Cafeter to talk Zed into giving up. He succeeds, but it's time to leave to live with the other Morphin Masters in the grid. So everyone says their goodbyes, which I gotta admit was very sad.
Even though I can't be with you, I'll always be watching. Have some more adventures for me, okay? Until next time, Rangers.
Solon saying "my boy" made me nearly cry.
Yeah, and Ray never cries, so.
It's a very emotional moment.
Yeah.
That's her son. She raised him.
Ion nearly broke me emotionally too, but at least he got to say goodbye this time. I feel like he was hung up because he didn't get to say goodbye to Zato the first time, so I'm glad he got to say goodbye this time. And I think Ion almost said "I love you."
Ion. I get to say goodbye. Your friendship, it means the world.
But Zato was like, yeah, no homo. Growing taller than he already is and leaving with the other Morphin Masters to defend the grid. We do see him again, though, looking at his friends at the victory concert. I'm sad that Zato had to die again, but he's technically still alive as a Morphin Master.
Yeah, but that's kind of like a weird trope.
Yeah, I also have to admit the music was top-notch during the scene, too.
The music was a highlight out of the season, for sure.
Let's talk about another highlight of this season, the villains, the fall of Bejilia.
Step aside, brats.
I thought we unsubscribed to your channel way back.
Like I always say, if you want to succeed, be prepared to hide in the bowels of a rickety starship.
So Bajilia's countdown to destruction is almost at hand, but before they make it to 0, or just shoot the damn thing, 2 allies come in clutch to save the Cosmic Fury Rangers, giving them time to regroup. She follows them to Zordnia when they plan to implode the Zed lava lamp in the grid, trying to stop them by pew-pewing the Master Captivator, but is destroyed for good by the Cosmic Blaster while she jumps off a hill. But her gun, little blaster thing, like when it drops to the ground after she's destroyed, it goes like little pew at the Master Captivator, leading us to the Zed talk.
Enough! What do you pests want?
We're here to help you.
I have the power of all the Morphin Masters inside me! How could any of you worms help?
So Zed is just vibing in the lava lamp when the Cosmic Crew enters it. They try to go at it, but since they're all powerless due to them being energy, they have a discussion about things.
What is this, Breaking Dawn?
Zato convinces him to give up his powers due to him being destroyed if the energy wave happens in return for being spared. He agrees, but is duped by Zato, trapping him on Nibiru, aka the planet the Cosmic Raptor Zerds are on, and the big energy ball that made illusions of the Rafconian Ranger saying, "It's too powerful," 1,000 times. So Zed is trapped on Nibiru with an illusion of his wifey, Rita Repulsa.
Zaddy?
Huh?
Would you shut your trap?
That voice! Rita! I told you not to bother me at work!
Poor baby! Gimme!
You do know you can get your own drinks. I'm not your butler.
Take a chill pill, Zeddy.
Don't tell me how to feel. Oh, I hate how much I love her.
Who is clearly in the Robo-Rita costume and is voiced by the Mystic Mother voice actor, spewing out old lines from Mighty Morphin, instead of Barbara.
I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I really don't get why they couldn't just ask Barbara.
You got her for once and always.
And the thing is, she just spews out old lines she said in MMPR, so they probably could have just used old ADR and just put her on there. This Rito cameo would have made me a lot more excited if it was Barbara Goodson.
I also hate that it implies they hated each other.
I kind of hated all this Rita and Zed shade.
Must be nice.
Yeesh. Definition of toxic relationship there. Take notes, kids.
Yeah, I think we get it. Thank you.
It was a little bit of dubious consent at the beginning, but by the end of it, they think they did love each other.
The spell was lifted and he still loved her.
So yeah, they kept Zed alive for some reason. Maybe they planned on doing something with him before they knew the show was moving out of New Zealand. With Zed being alive, I guess Bejilia is technically the final boss of Cosmic Fury, so yay for that. So, no introductions, but miscellaneous thoughts. Mikas and Slather are the big heroes of the battle, coming in with a Squid Drill before the countdown ends. They also help fight off the Squid Drills before backup comes in. Unfortunately, the Squid Jewel they were in explodes, and we see them floating in space.
Yay! Our friends got away!
It's our most beautiful show ever!
But they're still alive, so that's all that matters.
They survived. They're at the big victory concert in Pine Ridge, so that's good.
I would have been mad if that was the last time we saw them on screen, floating. Are you serious?
Another survivor, Scrozzle, actually gets out of the battle alive.
That's a note from me!
There to live another day.
Got out of 3 battles? Shit.
This is the finale of this timeline, and there's still a loose end like that?
Not sure why, but it's nice to know he's just out there somewhere working for another evil psychopath. Maybe Grummer Broodwing. Broodwing did have those giant robots, so maybe Scrozzle was the one that made them.
That's a good headcanon.
On to the victory concert.
In time, you'll see the bigger picture spotlight. It's me. I feel like I can take it on by myself. I want you with nothing like a little help. Wherever you are, no matter how far, may the power protect you.
So Pine Ridge quickly produces a victory concert with Javi performing, who I guess with his band made a new song, May the Power Protect You.
It is no H-A-T-E, the Emperor of Evil.
But Javi's able to play the guitar again with his new arm. Yay! Other things are revealed too. Ion drops some breadcrumbs for Billy. Ion's also serving a season 2 Zack hair, which kind of looked fierce. Mixed there too. Amelia, who's kind of wearing a fierce fit and has a nice hairstyle, learns that her baby sister was born Poppy, named after Pop-Pop.
That's kind of cute. He took care of their daughter, so that's nice.
There's also a woman in this photo that we are to assume is Santora, but looks nothing like her. I don't know who this woman is. Sorry to this woman.
They couldn't Photoshop her into this picture or something?
The reason for Santora being in the season is the actress moved to the States, so...
Yeah, but you couldn't Photoshop a picture? That's just so weird.
That looks nothing like her.
You own footage of her. You could have just Photoshopped a screen cap.
Also, Amelia, the one time this season, drops a line about ghost hunting.
If that's somehow the spirit of Zordon, that means he's out there somewhere. But like a ghost.
If there's a ghost hunt, I'm dropping everything.
It's kind of something that, like, Ollie was pretty much a different person for most of the season. So it was nice to get a bit of old Amelia back. Also, Ollie does, like, a stupid headbang thing I wanted to mention because it was really stupid and it was funny.
He's a fucking nerd.
If my hair could bounce the way his does, I would be doing that same shit.
Slyther and Mikas are revealed to still be alive, thank God. Mikas mentions she's happy to be alive and are in charge of lighting.
They would be the tech crew.
Kind of a missed opportunity for the victory concert not to fill up the audience with PR alum living in New Zealand, since this is going to be the last season filmed in New Zealand. The last line spoken is from Master Zato looking in on his friend saying,
Cool, coolio.
I like the season. I mean, do I wish we saw more on-screen adventures? I wish we got like 13 episodes. They could have had more scenes with other teams defending Earth, maybe see more other planets and whatnot.
I really am not the person that needed cameos. I just wanted empty suits.
Give us like legendary bounties.
We hear all this stuff happening, but never see it. And I get it, they're in the crunch, but I don't know.
I mean, I liked all the characters we got. We bitched about Amelia for most of it, but I think she was a decent rat.
She did the best she could with what she had.
Zato should have been treated way better, though.
Oh my god, he's treated awful. He's gone like half the season.
When he comes back, he's barely in fights because every time he uses grid magic, he passes out.
And then he dies again.
Javi had a good story about his arm. That was a good development.
I don't know why we have a scene of him with his parents being like, oh, I'll tell you later. And then he doesn't tell them later. What was the point of that?
Izzy was entertaining, but I feel like a lot of her stuff was just being an overprotective girlfriend.
Fern is probably one of my favorite characters.
She was great.
Ion, I think, was actually probably my favorite Ranger.
He was a major improvement from Dino Fury. I enjoyed his little depression arc. Evil Ollie, oh my god, so good.
It's good to be bad.
Evil Ollie was so good.
I liked Ollie before, but now I love him like way more now.
That's the longest a Ranger is evil too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they usually try to find some way to get them out of it pretty quick.
Zed was good, his voice was better, but we kind of felt like furniture sometimes. But Jillia was straight up the main villain of the season.
To me, it's just that thing of spending 9 episodes building something up and then not doing anything. Like, they talk it out. I did like the concept of a reverse Z-Wave. I never even thought of that, honestly. Billy.
Squillia was fierce, of course.
Oh, I love Squillia. Just loved a lot of the villain dialogue.
Drowsel was fun. I liked Inkworth. I wish we got more Inkworth.
Great seeing Mucus and Slither again.
Billy was fun.
I wish they used Mick a little more.
After episode 4, he's gone. And I wish we got Maven Steel. I mean, they had gold and silver Zords. Come on now.
I know, that's what I was saying. Missed opportunity. I would say I liked this more watching it a second time.
You were not having it the first time. You didn't like it the first time because we watched, you were in the process of moving and stuff, so you're really tired on top of it. It was a fun season.
I do think they could have done some things better.
I wish we went to more planets. I wish we saw Miranor and Aquitar and all this other stuff, but that's me being greedy.
This is a season set in space and we get 2 Easter egg planets. 2?
Zordnia is like a very deep cut. That is just something that was mentioned in passing.
I didn't even remember that. You had to explain it. Eltar was really cool to finally see, even though we don't really experience it.
No, we don't see anybody. It's just an empty planet with Zed's palace on it.
I think I would probably say I liked Dino Fury a lot more than Cosmic Fury.
Yeah, I mean, they had more episodes, that's for sure. It was a good epilogue for Dino Fury, I think. It feels more like an epilogue.
I do think that it's a good experiment in knowing that seasons need more than just 10 episodes.
I don't think we're going to get more episodes when we get the reboot, but they'll be
longer.
They'll be longer episodes.
I think 20 might be a little too much. 13 to 15.
A little bit of filler is fine once in a while.
I love filler episodes.
Honestly, the only filler this season I feel was the Meat Crumb episode.
And that's the best episode. Do we want to list our favorite characters episodes?
My favorite characters were Bajilia and I guess from the Ranger side, Tavi.
For Ranger, I would probably say Ion, which is such a switch up for me from Dino Fury. Because I could not stand Ion in Dino Fury. And then villains, obviously Squillia.
I loved Squillia. Ollie's Ranger stuff, I don't typically love Dark Ranger stuff, but I think Ollie's was pretty good.
Oh yeah, Ollie was great too.
It was so good that I wanted it to last longer.
Wasn't big on the format, honestly. I did not enjoy watching 10 episodes in a row. Favorite moment overall, definitely seeing Heckle as the Dark Ranger.
Oh yeah, that was so good.
He got his flowers finally. Favorite episode, easily the Meat Chrome episode.
Again, if Meat Chrome has no fans, we are all dead.
It's that one and the one where Heckle becomes the Dark Ranger. That was a good one too.
And Fern becoming orange, I think, is a follow-up for me.
That's a good one too. And then the Mika Slider comeback.
Favorite quote for me, y'all already know. Blah blah, Ollie with the exposition. Who cares?
I don't know about favorite quote. I have so many. I've listed them all, pretty much.
Follow-up ones for me would probably just be Squillia. But yeah, I think a pretty solid season overall. Some little hiccups, but I think mostly just because of the shortness of it. I think I'd probably rate it like a 7 or 8 out of 10.
I think it's one of the better ones from the current few seasons.
Compared to Ninja Steel, I guess.
Ninja Steel was fucking terrible.
And I guess that's that. Sad.
It is sad.
End of an era. We're not going anywhere though.
Oh yeah, we're not going anywhere. We got plenty.
We got content.
We'll have enough to talk about until the reboot comes, or whenever the hell that comes out. But yeah, that's the end of episode 163. We'll see you next time for a brand new episode of The Grid. But until then, everybody say bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
This has been a Morphin Legacy production, bitches!
Well, that passed a little time.
Yeah, like a couple of hours. Hope we're not stranded on this dust bowl for the rest of our lives.
That would not be ideal for me.
Girl, you're telling me I have a booth at SpaceCon next week.
Oh yeah, God forbid you miss a con appearance. We'd be lucky if we're not Worm Chow by then.
Damn, Ray. Way to boost morale around here.
I'm sorry. It's just that we've been out through a lot lately. The trials, losing out on our personal weapons because we were too lazy to fight Robo-Rita, being teleported to the legendary battle, being chased through the galaxy by Squid Ink, getting slimed by a giant worm. I mean, what else could go wrong?
You just had to say it, didn't you?
Oh geez, where are we now?
I mean, there's no sand, so that's automatically an improvement.
And suddenly I'm nostalgic for the giant worms.
Honesty, I'm scared. Beep boop, beep boop.
So nice of you to join me in the mirror dimension, Grid Ranges Metallix. I can't wait for you to see what I have in store.